Oh yeah, it's time for the late night boxing talks. Yo, man, it's a lot of fights tomorrow, man. I ain't gonna go live for the boxer show. I'ma just enjoy that one by myself. I'm enjoy Smokey what it do. I'ma just enjoy that one by myself. I do have Richard Riakporhe winning the fight. I know that Chris Billum Smith is saying a lot of this and that. He's saying that he got better. He's saying that he improved, but I don't see what the improvements are, man. The best he looked with was with Lawrence Okoli, but that was his former stablemate. He used to train right there alongside him with Shane McGuigan. So yeah, you had the inside track on him to know what his strengths are and know what his weaknesses are. And we all know that he wasn't looking right anyway. We know that Lawrence, yeah, you look regular in a David Light fight. It's not like he was looking good up until that point. That I'm like, it's you could say that he made improvements based on the Okoli fight, but in the Masternak fight, yeah, you getting hit way too much, bro. You getting hit way too much. You know what I mean? And that was after the Okoli fight. Shout out to my man Domo. Whole lot of nervous energy around this motherfucker. For real. You know what I mean? Shout out to my man Bobby Light, Mr. Yagami. Ow! Lerone, Jack in the building, Edwin in the building, Ty in the building, Danny Garcia in the building. Not PBC Danny, BX Danny. Ow! You know what I'm saying? He says that he got better, but I don't see where he got better. He gonna have to show me tomorrow, because I got Richard winning tomorrow. I'm like, I don't see where he got better. And I don't dislike Chris Billum Smith. He's a good kid. He's a likable character, that kid. Like, I like him. He's well-spoken. He don't act like a dickhead or nothing like that. But I really don't see, where did you get better, in what capacity? Because in the Masternak fight, yeah, you getting hit way too much. And I'm going to be real, that stoppage was funny looking. It was funny looking. That's all I'm going to say. Masternak was piecing him up, and I'm like, see, you still get hit too much. If Richard hit you like that this time, he might put you out this time. So I got Richard, possibly by way of knockout. I think the title's gonna change hands. You know what I mean? Shout out to my man Regis in the building. Looked like his last fight was fixed, to be honest. The guy he fought took zero. That's what I'm saying. They tried to say that it was a body shot. I remember the fight. They tried to say it was a body shot. And I'm like, look, I ain't trying to be a conspiracy theorist or nothing like that. It didn't look like a shot where there was a whole lot on it. I'm not the one getting hit. I gotta acquiesce that. No, I'm not the one getting hit, but Masternak was doing pretty goddamn good in that fight. And that shot just got in, and they were saying, oh, well, he can't continue. He can't come back out for the next round. I don't know, man. Like I said, I got Richard tomorrow. I think Richard's going to become the WBO champion. If he doesn't, more credit to Chris Billum Smith, because I did think Lawrence was going to beat him. He proved me wrong before. He did. I thought Lawrence Okoli was going to beat him, and he beat Lawrence. But once again, hindsight is 2020. You had the inside track on Lawrence. You knew Lawrence because you trained alongside him with Shane McGuigan. So yeah, you look good in that fight, and you did your thing in that fight. But that's not the circumstances in this one. Nah, you don't got the inside track on this guy. And this guy did beat you before. He beat you before. And that was what, 2019, 2020. I think he got better. I think he's going to beat Chris again. If I'm wrong, prove me wrong. Troy says, women weaken legs. And we don't know how much Madonna has taken out of Richard. Ugh, yo. Bro, that 60-year-old cooch. Like a virgin. Hey, slut for the very first time. Bruh, he in there. Old ancient hieroglyphics. Azteca writings is on her walls and shit. If she still got walls. Ooh. I mean, you got to do something strange for some change, but damn. That can't be easy, man. Get in there. I don't know. I would have to think about Samantha Irvin or some shit like that, dog. If I had to do that. Yeah, I mean, Bray says now that Loma's going on 37. Yeah, I seen that bitch ass shit. I ain't even know if I wanted to talk about it on this live, but I seen that bitch ass shit. We'll see, because it's coming from Bob. It's not coming from Calvin. It's not coming from Kenny. It's not coming from Luis de Cubas. The only person we see saying that is Bob. So we'll see if that holds any water. Because what Tank himself said is he would want to fight Isaac or Ryan again at 140. I didn't see Tank mention Lomachenko. I seen Bob mention Lomachenko, but I ain't see Tank mention Lomachenko. We'll see, dog. You know, on one end you say, well, Loma is a champion, right? But on the other end, you can't ignore that you obviously aged this dude out, bro. Like, it's very obvious. The paper trail is all out there. You could have been did this. You could have did this at 130. You could have did this 5 years ago. Where you at right now, you could have did this at 135, you know? So it's like, shout out to my man Real G. Thoughts on Benavidez and Gvozdyk weigh-in? Well, it showed me what I was talking about, Real G, that David is soft in the body. He's already fleshy at 168. At 175, he just looked more fleshy, more watery. Whereas Gvozdyk, you could see that, yo, this is a for real light heavyweight. This is a full-grown, bona fide light heavyweight. And you could see the difference in their build, that Gvozdyk is a little taller. He's got a little bit more wingspan. He's filled out. That's muscle you seeing, not water or nothing. And that's lean muscle. That's not Kluge gym muscle. I do 15 reps with the barbell muscle. No, that's just saying that he's a bigger guy than most of the guys you see David fight. And that coupled with the styles of the fighters, that Gvozdyk is not no bully. Like, he don't got a basic ass style. He got feet, he got hands, he got counters, he got a jab, he's got power, you know? I personally, I went with Gvozdyk to win. I had to really think about it, you know, to be objective. Do I really think Gvozdyk is going to win? And I'm like, yeah, it kind of looks like it, man. It kind of looks like it. Like, it does look like he's going to win, you know? So shout out to Fotex. Benavidez looking tomorrow. Gvozdyk looks killer. Yo, I'm telling you, Fotex, that's what I'm saying. Y eso es lo que yo dije. In the first face-off que ellos tenieron, you could see the difference in their build. Que lo que David tiene es mucha agua, a lot of fat, but it's not, you're not built like a light heavyweight. You got height and you got length, but you're not really built like a light heavyweight. Whereas when you look at Gvozdyk, you can see his shoulders is broader, his jaw is more pronounced, his neck is paws thicker, that he's just a bigger dude. And I'm like, David don't be in there with dudes that's that much bigger than him, man. He really don't never be in there with dudes that's his size. Yeah, you could lean over your lead foot when you fighting Caleb Plant. You could lean over your lead foot trying for big punches when you fighting Demetrius Andrade. They can't really make you pay for it. Where I'm looking at this guy, I'm like, see, you really can't do shit like that with this dude. You know, so I got Gvozdyk, man. I got Gvozdyk, possibly by way of late knockout, you know? And let me pull that up for y'all, just for y'all that haven't seen it, to see what I'm talking about. Pull that up for y'all right now. That the difference in build is noticeable. And it's honestly a far cry from the kind of people that you see David Benavidez fight. I got a lot of Benavidez fans. I got one or two Benavidez fans mad at me because I'm picking Gvozdyk to win the fight. Seems like nervousness to me. The fuck should you be bothered that I'm picking one guy to beat the other? It's a fucking boxing match. What am I supposed to do? Pick whoever you pick? You know, it's a lot of stuff going on. Right here, you can see it. There's a noticeable difference in their build. That you could see one of these guys is a full-fledged light heavyweight. One of these guys is a full-fledged light heavyweight, and the other one just looks really soft in the body, you know? So I don't know, man. I mean, I'm going to open up the chat to the panel right now to get your thoughts. Who do y'all think is going to win tomorrow? Because we got a lot of fights tomorrow. We got a lot going on tomorrow. You know? But I do have Gvozdyk winning the fight. I had to really think about it. And, you know, never mind the Canelo shit. Never mind all the bullshit that motherfuckers talk about and just focus on the fight. And I'm like, yeah, dog, I don't think stylistically David has an edge. I don't think physically he has an edge. The only thing I could say is that, well, David is younger. He does have a good engine most of the time. He has a really good engine, but that's against guys who can't do a lot to him. Those are guys who really, I didn't think Caleb could hurt him. I didn't think Andre could hurt him. That's who you be looking like that with. You don't be looking like that with people your own size. So I don't know, man. I got Gvozdyk, man. Let me go to my man Jason. Jason, what the fuck?
I'm looking at a professional athlete versus a weekend warrior here. Like that is a dad bod who occasionally works out with Benavidez. It is. Look at him.
Oh shit. He looked fleshy as hell, man. That's all I see. That he looked like Navarrete did at the weigh-in, bro. That's what he looked like for the Berenchik fight. He looked like Navarrete.
No, I see this as a trend with a lot of guys who move up, which is why I respect Inoue so much for the way he moves up. They look at moving up as a way of, oh, I don't have to work out as much.
Yes, I agree with that.
And that's what we're looking at with Benavidez, with Navarrete. It's why I think Gvozdyk's going to knock him the fuck out.
Shout out to my man the Gooch. I got Gvozdyk by 9th round knockout. To answer Jose's question, yeah, I am buying the fight, bro. I'm gonna buy the fight. I know most people aren't gonna buy the fight. Piracy is all over the place these days, but I'm not wrestling with no crazy ass stream, and I'm not gonna expose my computer or my setup to any fucking viruses trying to watch no dumbass fight. It's only $75, which is really $80.
Yeah, it's only 20. Yeah, it's only $20.99 if you go VPN route.
Shout out to the UK. You know what I'm saying? Villain, what the fuck?
How's it going?
Well, you being all silent and shit, bro. What are you thinking about, bro? Thinking about Viola Davis?
No, generally not. I mean, attractive woman, but she wasn't on my mind at this moment. Unfortunately, I think Dave is going to win the fight. He's always come in looking fleshy. He's always kind of had the soccer dad bod. I think Gvozdyk, unfortunately, while he's skilled, he had huge layoff. He is older. I think it'll be a more competitive fight probably than the Plant fight was, but I still feel like David will pull it out. He'll win by either split decision.
He'll pull it out and hit him hard with it, right?
Exactly, right in his face. But you're going to see Gvozdyk lose the fight, unfortunately. Probably gas in the 9th or 10th round. So I got Benavidez winning by split decision or by majority decision.
Virtuoso, you agree with that shit? Is Benavidez going to pull it out and hit him hard with it?
No, I think he's going to come out flaccid. His body type, I don't know, man. Like there's something about, guys that just they look a certain way, but they're just made for like filling up in weight. And I don't know how all that weight, going up to 200 pounds for a light heavyweight fight is going to help him. But, he's never fought any punchers, and Gvozdyk is that guy that I think that can crack him. Look, man.
Whose vibrator's going off? Whose vibrator's going off? Is that you, country?
What?
Somebody's vibrator keeps going off.
What the fuck?
Country is most likely right in the thief.
Nah, man. I've been on mute the whole time, so no, it's not me.
That wasn't your vibrator?
No, he was on mute, so that wasn't him.
Oh, so it was your vibrator, Jason. Whoever smelt it dealt it. It was Jason then. I kind of agree with Virtuoso. I can't agree with you on this one, Villain, because it's too similar to the Navarrete fight that we just saw, where Navarrete looked all like flabby and fleshy moving up. And that's how David looks. And it's too similar that, well, he was moving up for a Ukrainian and David is moving up for a Ukrainian and they were on the same Olympic team. And it's like, when I looked at Dennis, I was like, yo, this could be hard. This could be a difficult fight for Nava. And it was the same reaction with this that I'm like, I don't see how this is supposed to be easy for David. What I'm thinking is, oh, well, because you sparred him before, you tell yourself, well, I beat him up in sparring and I'm younger, so I should be able to beat him. But it was the same thing with Berenchik. Berenchik is in his mid-30s, for those that don't know. He's 36. Navarreta's younger than him. He is younger than him. And you see what happened that, hey, you didn't win the fight, dog. And I'm just looking at David. I'm like, I don't see you getting away with the normal shit you get away with tomorrow. I just don't.
Jules, wasn't that sparring match years ago though? Number
7
one.
years, yeah, it was 7
Yeah.
years ago, bro.
And you said yourself, sparring don't mean anything, you know. So
No, it's
And
more
let's
like
not-
if sparring meant something, right? If winning a sparring session meant something, then Hrgovic would have beat Dubois.
well,
Because
here's
he
the
beat-
problem though. David does not make adjustments very well, if any, and he doesn't really have major head movement. So, I think
Yeah,
he's
you gotta
gonna.
have major head movement. You gotta have it, bro. If you gotta move your head, and use some
I
tongue
think-
and some spit.
I think he's biting off more than he can chew in this one. I know you're funny. I think he's biting off more than he can chew.
Jules,
Be
I hope
honest.
I'm wrong. To be honest,
To be honest.
I'm with you, country. I think he miscalculated. I really do. I think he miscalculated.
And just to respond to Villain, let's not act like Gvozdyk just came off, just challenged David like after 5 years of inactivity. Like,
Yeah,
no, he's looked
like
good
everybody
his
keeps
last two
saying he's
fights.
inactive. I'm like, y'all know he fought 3 times in the last 12 months, right? Like,
I
he's not
wanna be right.
inactive.
I don't want to be right. Just I'm on the record. I do not want to be correct. I just feel like this is what's going to happen. I'm trying to be objective. I don't want
You're not-
that. I would like to see David lose, to be honest with you. But
Listen,
right.
no, because this is not a debate. If you've got David, perfectly okay. I want to get everybody's views. I don't want an echo chamber. But personally, I was really, because I don't like David, so I really had to think about it. Like, put that aside, put the Canelo stuff aside. Does he win tomorrow? And when I looked at it, I'm like, I don't see it, man. I mean, unless you rob this guy, I don't see it. Like, based on nuts and bolts boxing, I don't see it. Let me go to Leo. Leo, what do you think about Benavidez Gvozdyk tomorrow?
I am the same page as you in the way that I don't think very much about Benavidez's boxing. But if he was to surprise me, I mean, not only win in good fashion, you don't have to knock him out.
Yeah, you don't
But
have to knock him out.
If you can prove you can compete against him and win fairly and squarely, yeah, I prepare to give you credit. But the thing is, if you're gonna win this fight, maybe you win right, maybe you rob the guy. That doesn't matter. You're not gonna fight better, babe. You're not gonna fight people. You're
I
gonna
agree.
wait for the fucking vacant title. So for me, this fucking fight is not that much about anything besides the fact that might prove that you can compete at light heavyweight with the other guys and the same level, maybe. But you're
So
not gonna fight
you don't,
those guys.
Leo, you don't anticipate that he's going to go back down to 68 for Canelo, right? Because he's still talking about that.
The thing is, I don't think that fight is really gonna happen in the way that Benavidez wants, because he wants to appease his manager and his people, but Canelo is on his own fucking lane, and if he goes that far that they're gonna mandate the fight, I don't think they're gonna mandate the fight, but if they go that far, it's not in the best interest of Canelo, nor the people that manage David Benavidez, because that fight might go away from the PBC, and the PBC is not going to allow that. If that fight happens, it's going to be on the PBC, and the PBC doesn't have any money for them.
Shout out to Mr. Calderon, who says, I got that fat bag of horchata losing by KO. Shout out to JX. DB is a one-trick pony. Only advantage is stamina. I agree there that he has exhibited elite-level stamina late into a fight. I have my suspicions as to why that is, but it's besides the point, because under the hot lights, that is one of the qualities that he's shown. That
It's
late
the
into a
cocaine.
fight,
It's the cocaine with the stamina.
it could be the cocaine, honestly. that, you know, but late into a fight, unlike some other fighters, he does still throw combinations. He does still have sharpness and zip more so than his opponents. But I feel like that's because he's fighting opponents that cannot offset him. That, yeah, you're gonna have
Right.
energy when you're banging up you know, Caleb Plant, because he characteristically gasses out in fights, even in fights that he wins. And Demetrius, well, that didn't go the distance, and Demetrius never beat anyone. Yeah, you campaigned at 3 weights and didn't beat shit in all 3. So it's like, if there's not a guy in there who can take something out of you, then yeah, you may have energy towards the end of a fight. But I feel like, no, this guy can land with enough authority that he can make you respect him, that he can take something out of you. So it's ballsy. I think it's ballsy because the bookies have David the favorite, for those that don't know. The odds makers have David the favorite. But I'm going with the underdog. I'm going to live dangerously. I'm going to go with Gvozdyk. Luis said Benavidez doesn't look like a 175-pounder, in my opinion. Do you agree with that, Virtuoso?
I mean, he's been at 168 throughout all his career, man, and he blows up to cruiserweight. So it's like, yeah, he's been kind of like shrinking down the size. So we've never been certain which weight class he's actually, you know, is going to be competitive at. But this is his first true test, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this is the best. To me, and I'm like Leo, if you win tomorrow and you win, you know, no bullshit, please, no controversy. If you win, I'm prepared to give him full credit because I look at this guy, I'm like, yeah, this guy would beat Plant. This guy would beat Demetrius Andrade. Everybody you fought so far, this guy would beat them, you know? So I'll give him credit if he wins, but I don't think he's going to win. Shout out to the Gooch. I think PBC is sacrificing David for Tank. What do I mean? They had to add a very strong co-feature to sell the pay-per-view. That is the only reason I'm buying it. They are relying on the Mexican fans to buy. Do you agree with that, Jason? You think that they're sacrificing David to the horchata gods?
I don't know about sacrificing, but I do agree with his point that you have to put them both together. You have to put them both together to sell anything, because we've seen what Tank does without Ryan Garcia. We've seen what Benavidez does with anybody.
Well, I don't even think it's, to me, I don't even think it's that. I think that they don't have enough fight dates to give them their own separate shows. That's what I've maintained from the beginning, that, well, I literally said this last year. They're going to double stuff the undercards because they don't have enough fight dates to have David headline his own show and Gervonta headline his own show. So what they're going to do is they're going to cram them all together. I literally said all of this, you know, and I have to pat myself on the back because my critics like to pretend that I didn't say all of this was going to happen, that fighters are going to leave. When there's a scarcity of fight dates, fighters are going to leave. What flagship fighters they have, they're going to double stuff the undercards to make them more appealing to the consumer. But even that won't help because piracy at this point is out of control. Nobody is able to stop it, remedy it. Yeah. People aren't going to pay for the fight. I'm one of the few bozos that's going to pay for the fight because I like the good karma. But a lot of Davis fans are going to steal this shit. A lot of Benavidez fans are going to steal this shit. That's fucking reality, bro.
Can you expand on the double stuff a little more? Because you're using that quite a bit.
Well, 2 in the pink, 1 in the... No, 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. That's how you doing it, man. You know?
So you're stuffing it. I mean, you're stuffing it real hard. You get in there real
like
deep.
Right in there, and then like that with the thumb.
Okay.
Like that, and yeah,
and that gets it done. That just that action gets it all taken care of, right?
Because you got to get shit done, man. You know,
you really do.
You really.
2024, you got to stuff it. You got to stuff it in 2024.
You got to get it in there and get it in there. You know, like
veins and all, man.
Yeah, and you got to turn your hip into it too. You got to drive it. And yeah, you know, I don't have that kind of faith in David, to be honest with you, that him losing does not seem monumental to me in the sense that, no, it happens. Look at what happened to Adonis Stevenson. He got the shock of his life because he was on Easy Street for too long. And I look at David, I'm like, bro, this dude has been on Easy Street the whole time. Right. You really didn't fight the good guys, the good fighters at 168. You didn't. If you had, then I would feel more confident in you. If you had a fight with Groves, if you had a fight with Zerto, if you had a fight with Uskateki, if you would have fought Plant when he was unbeaten, it would have just been a better example. But I'm like, bro, it just looked like you didn't feel like making 168, so you're gonna fight a 37-year-old. In your mind, that's how it looks, you know.
Can you drop?
Like, I
can you
just
drop
wanna
a
add-
link? Sorry to interrupt. Can you drop a link for Michael? Can we get his thoughts?
Michael,
He's got to eat ass first. He's got to eat ass first.
He gonna come in here with all that hating ass Canadian energy,
Yeah.
all that Drake
Like,
energy.
Real quick, like Gvozdyk has to prove himself that at age 37, he's still that guy that gave Viterbi fits, that knocked out Stevenson, to show that he's still that guy, and I think he can prove that. But with David Benavidez, right? I could see this fight as a banana skin in which your habits are going to be, used against you. What I mean by that is, like, you ever seen his fights where every time he walks down his opponents, right, he always has his hands to his chest level. He's not there, to protect his head from returning shots, because the people that he fights don't really make him pay for what he does.
They
those
can.
bad habits.
They can. And I agree with you that I'm like, I posted a ringside clip of how David was just walking forward, hands down, right? Caleb is in front of him, but you can see that Caleb is smaller, and he doesn't jab his way in. He doesn't jab his way in. He literally just leans forward and throws a big old left hook. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think you could do something like that with Gvozdyk. Because he's tall enough that he could take the half step back, shoot the right, and he has enough wingspan to catch you with the right. That, yeah, you could do that to Caleb because he doesn't hit that hard and he's shorter than you are. But I don't think you could do that to Gvozdyk. De lo mío! Yo, listen, bro. Don't fucking bullshit me, Jose. Don't play. Don't fucking play. Who's winning tomorrow? Gvozdyk or Bena Orchata? Who's winning?
Unfortunately, I gotta go with the younger guy, man.
De verdad.
No, pero mira. I think because at the end of the day, he's the quote-unquote house fighter, and the younger guy, whatever. And I think Benavidez is gonna win, based on his youth. I think he's just gonna outlast the old guy, because Gvozdyk's game is based off of like a young man's game. He moves a lot.
It is.
He gets you like in all angles and stuff. Yeah, but to give you because the thing is, I'm convinced that I'm not 100% convinced. I'm just saying it because that's like on stats on paper that looks like the sure winner. But Gvozdyk, let me tell you, he's gonna look ugly. Benavidez is gonna look ugly against this man.
Lo que yo estoy viendo es esto, que a lot of the guys that David fought, they can't take anything out of him. Este tipo, él puede, porque tiene pegada, because he is tall, he is long. David doesn't fight guys that are eye level to him, let alone punchers. Like, being honest, I think this is the first time he's fighting a guy who, this guy can punch. And that's what makes me lean towards Gvozdyk, that, you're young and you have stamina, David, but who did you fight that could take something out of you?
Míralo así, Jules. Míralo así, Jules. Tú sabes que a Benavidez le encanta. Él tiene la maldita maña de cruzar los pies. He has the bad habit of crossing his feet. So Gvozdyk is somebody who's going to look at it. If he's just watching films on Benavidez, he's going to do that. And everybody, not only David, but everybody from that camp does the same thing. Pacheco, Jose,
all of them,
David, todos esos tigres hacen la misma vaina. So that's something that can go against him. Remember, when he got dropped, it was because of that. He did it.
También, mira el Gvozdyk, el pivot de Gvozdyk, that when I look at how they move, how they maneuver in the ring, their feet, Gvozdyk's footwork is way better than, like, it's not even comparable to me. Like, no, it's not even close. Yo lo que veo de David, tú estás acostumbrado a pelear con gente que son más pequeñas que tú. Eso es lo que es.
Y si tú te acuerdas, Jules, la basurita esta de Andrade le dio problemas a los primeros rounds.
A los primeros, sí, he was backing him up into the ropes. Eso es lo que yo estoy diciendo. I was watching that and I'm like,
la velocidad de Andrade le estaba molestando. Like it was not like bothering him on power, but it was like how Shakur hurts people. Like his speed is gonna he freezes you.
Y lo que yo estoy diciendo es que Gvozdyk tiene más pegada. So when he lands, bit by bit, piece by piece, chip by chip. He'll chip away at you because you're not really used to somebody landing with authority on you. So, I'm playing this one close to the chest. I wasn't gonna pick. I was gonna be like, look, man, I don't know if I trust either of them in this situation. But when I was watching the fights, I was watching Gvozdyk's 3 comeback fights, and I'm like, yeah, I don't see what David has for this, bro. For those pivots, when Gvozdyk slips, shoots the right, I'm like, yeah, I don't see.
Te lo voy a poner así, Jules. Este es el primer hombre que él va a pelear.
Sí, un hombre, un fucking hombre, coño. Y tú lo ves, mira, chequea. Eso no es pitufo. Eso no es pitufo que él está peleando. Like, nah, that's a full-grown man right there, bro.
Isn't that crazy? If you look at his weight against Andrade, he looked way bigger than he looks now and a bigger weight.
Ajá.
That's the area effect.
Pero eso es con un flaquito, que un come mierda, que tú sabes que you see, and that's what I see, that like, not for nothing, I know that Gvozdyk's 37, but remember, he's not a banged up 37. He took 3 years off, so that might have made him more well preserved because he hasn't been fighting all of the last 4 years. No, he went away for 3 years. He made some investments. He made some money, whatever the fuck it is. He came back, and I'm like, I don't think he's so old that he cannot win this fight. He only ever lost to Better Beef. There's no shame in that, dog. And you're not Better Beef, bro. You're not,
And Gvozdyk was beating Better Beef for most of that fight. Like, we forget that was a comeback win for Better Beef.
Exactly.
Yo también te voy a decir una vaina, Jules. Nadie se ve bien against Gvozdyk. Nobody looks good against Gvozdyk. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this is a fight that is that David Benavidez to lose to. Like, if he slip or he crosses his feet how he likes to, he can get sparked, man. Not sparked, but like hurt in a bad way.
Vamos a ver. Shout out to Déjame leer el super chat. Shout out to Rider of the Storm. I just watched the weigh-ins and Gvozdyk looks bigger. Benavidez looks pudgy. I wouldn't be surprised if Gvozdyk pulls the upset. Fuck Mirage. We got him biased in the building. Napoli says, before there were reports of a boxing league in Saudi, I was thinking that if there's anybody that can revamp the World Boxing Super Series, it's Turkey Al-Sheikh. Him vamping the WBSS makes more sense than a league. Yeah, I talked about that in a video that I did, that you don't need to buy all the promotional outfits. Like, that's kind of overkill to try to create this league. What boxing really needs is a tournament, an annual tournament that calls upon the champions at certain weights, and it doesn't even have to be the high profile
¿Tú
fighters.
sabes lo que va a pasar? Yo creo, Jules. Es que he's gonna buy like the last, how can I explain it? Like, let's say like Shakur Stevenson, right? He's a free agent.
Uh-huh.
I'm not putting him. I'm not saying that's gonna happen to him. I'm just saying, putting him as an example. Like, he's a free agent now, so they're gonna sign every single, like, like.
Lo que no están con nadie, lo que están
lo que sirven, lo van a ir filmando, tú sabes, like, for example, like Terrence Crawford, they're doing they crack it into the Matrix with this little show in Los Angeles, then they're gonna sign whoever.
Ponlo así. Por lo que ellos están gastando, for what they're spending on, say, Fury versus Usyk, you could do a tournament with all the flyweight champions, right? Well, once they pick up the belts, because for those that don't know, a lot of the flyweight titles are actually vacant right now. But like Superfly, like featherweight, that you could do a World Boxing Super Series style tournament that costs way less than what you just spent on Fury versus Usyk.
Con lo que tú le pagas a Canelo, tú haces esa vaina.
Eso es lo que yo estoy diciendo, que it doesn't have to all be all the big names. No. What boxing really needs is continuity. That, there's too many champions at this weight. Let's get a tournament going. Especialmente en el 140, que, there's 4 champions there, bro. There's Devin, there's Isaac, there's Lopez, there's Haney. So if you made a tournament that features all 4 of them, that people will watch that for any number of reasons. That combines so many different demographics: the Puerto Rican demographic, the Mexican demographic, the African American demographic, and Lopez, he looks Puerto Rican, so maybe you could fool Puerto Ricans into thinking it. Kind of looks Puerto Rican. He sounds like he's from
Actually,
Florida,
if you
so-
mention, si tú le pones unos aretes, unos earrings, y le pones un fade y le pones una rayita a los lados, ya.
like you could get him the
Y le pones
sleeveless.
Timberland
La vaina esa de Puerto Rico that they wear at the parade, bro, the
y
sleeveless
lo
joint.
pone y lo pone en una scooter. That's it.
And he doesn't have to. No, y esto, mira, he doesn't have to say he's Puerto Rican. Just put a sound bite where he says "huepa," and everybody's just gonna assume that he is. Y ahí tú vende la pelea, huepa, and that's
Just
it.
have him walking around with a t-shirt with a coquito on, and that's it.
Con un coquito y ya con un frío with a little straw, bro.
Or with a
Nobody
little
knows
frog.
nothing. Nobody knows nothing, bro. Pero lo que yo estoy diciendo es que para mí, comprando todas las promociones, that's overkill, bro. To me, that's like, you don't need to buy Golden Boy or match. You don't need to do that. That's overkill. What you need is
creo
an
que ellos
annual.
dijeron más.
Espera, dame decir esto. You need an annual tournament that comes around maybe once or twice a year, obviously during Riyadh season, because that's what it's all about. And you make it like the Kumite, because that's what I was thinking. That you can make this shit like the Kumite, the greatest fighters of all the world, assemble. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be some shit, bro. You don't need to buy top rank, bro. You just need to do a tournament, bro.
My
Julius,
only hope is
I was.
that Turkey kind of. Go ahead, Leo.
Okay. I was thinking about that proposition. Is there any chance that Turkey might do something related, similar to a soccer league?
Posiblemente.
I'm talking about something like this. Maybe it doesn't have to be every year, but maybe every 2 years, every 3 years, you try to put all the champions in that league, and then you do the tournament. Because let's take for example the lightweight division. The problem there for me is Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is going to be champion as long as he wants to, as long as he's being allowed. So he's not going to participate in any tournament. But other divisions might beneficiate from that proposition, and maybe, for example, in the cruiserweight division, there might be a chance to make another Usyk, a guy that.
Pero eso es lo que yo estoy diciendo, Leo, que en vez de gastando dinero en, vamos a gastar 100 million en esta pelea con Anthony Joshua, por ejemplo. Manín, tú no tienes que gastar tanto dinero para hacer un tournament. Si tú haces un tournament of all the guys at cruiserweight or all the guys at super lightweight, eso cuesta menos than what you're spending, and it still satisfies what you want, because what you want is to use Riyadh season and use big time boxing to promote tourism in the region. You can do that with the Saudi Arabian version of the Kumite. You got big fat Chinese guy up there, he's saying shit, and he hits the fucking gong, and Teofimo comes out and does a shit like that. Bro, that shit is iconic shit, bro. So you don't like what I see they're doing. It's like you're buying up all these fighters because you're approaching it from a fan perspective. When you approach it from an immortal perspective, right, that it's not necessarily about the individual fighter, because fighters rise and fall. Titles change hands all the time. The amount of money you're spending, it's like, of course I appreciate what they're doing, but if you want something that has longevity, that is organic, and it can last, and it can actually be what you want it to be, you need a tournament, because people are going to become excited. You have to imagine this 2 years down the line when it's becoming regular and people start talking about, hey, who's going to fight at Riyadh season, because that's what you're going for, like a theme thing that people look forward to at a certain time of the year. A tournament satisfies that, and it's not going to be the same division in every tournament, no, because every year is different. Titles change hands all the time. But for example, this year it would make a lot of sense if you did a tournament at 118, because there are 4 champions at 118. There are 4 champions at 140. Mm-hmm. You see what I mean? There are 4 champions at 135. Even if one of them doesn't want to participate, you can still get the other 3 to participate, and that's good enough. You just got to get a high profile guy for the odd man out. But my thing is that this is more organic than buying up promotional outfits and buying up the big names of today, because the big names of today may not be big names tomorrow. Yeah, Anthony Joshua is hot shit today, but he's not going to box forever. Bivol is hot shit today, but he's not going to box forever. You need something that goes past just these fighters and just these promoters, and that's what you could have. Your version of the Kumite that comes around every so often. It's an opportunity for fighters to make money that they don't normally make. You know, they're like, yeah, you don't make this throughout the year. You fight in this tournament, you get a lot of fucking money, you know?
Joe,
And,
I just want to break
Excuse me.
real quick.
I'll be back. I'm gonna walk my dog, so I'll be back in like 15 minutes.
Okay, don't get arrested, bro.
That's
Yo,
all right. I'm
Policía,
gonna
la
try.
policía,
Like-
la policía.
Yo,
No sé, no
real
hay
quick,
chivato,
man.
no.
I felt like, you know, the women were about to have a WBSS tournament, and then COVID took that away.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that Turkey kind of takes a look at them and give them an opportunity.
You know they're
just
not,
so,
man.
Just so that, yeah, you know, I understand that shit, but if the WWE can have women perform for, you know, for the Saudis over there, then I
Eso
think
la
there's
verdad.
hope for them.
I mean, like, what I'm gonna say is this: like, I'm a realist. Y'all know that. The only reason I talk about them is because I find them entertaining. If I didn't find their fights entertaining, I wouldn't bother. So it's not a virtue signaling kind of thing. It's that, no, I generally think these are good fighters. I think this is television worthy. These are good fighters. These are good fights. So the way that you kind of have to approach this as a promoter is you get good action at a low price, because you don't have to pay them what you'd pay a Teofimo. You know, dealing with the guys, they think you're supposed to give them the moon and the stars, where there are some female fighters out there that they're not going to cost you as much money, but they'll put on a very good fight. And that's how you have to come at it. That while Saudi's trying to buy up all the big names, the Joshuas, all the important players in today's landscape, what you can do is decorate your domestic cards with these female fighters, because they don't cost as much or won't ask for as much as some of these fucking highfalutin guys that they think that they're worth the moon and the stars. So that's how you can remedy the situation, that if all the big fights are being outsourced to Saudi Arabia, that gives you room to decorate the domestic cards, the smaller cards, with these female fighters. Because look, motherfuckers like to say that the girls is boring, but that's bullshit, bro. Shakur Stevenson was boring. Teofimo versus Jermaine Ortiz was boring, okay? You want to talk about fucking boring. Richardson Hitchens versus... Who did he just fight? Not the Lemos guy, because that was a fun fight. The fight before that was fucking boring, all right? So I don't want to hear that, oh, yeah, the girls is boring. No, the guys could be fucking boring too, dog. It's not specific to the girls.
Julius, to your point, I don't think that's the issue on Saudi Arabia.
Oh, no, con
You-
ellos eso es diferente. Esa es la costumbre.
Yeah, more than the custom. Those guys are not on that stage yet. Maybe I really hopeful they be on that page that we are now as Westerns. But you are old. You are like 130 years old.
Older.
Do you remember the stories of female athletes entering the male-dominant sports, and the stories of sexism, that men were mad and they're practically kicking the women out of those sports? Like, the shit was crazy at that time. I think there's a possibility that they might be in that stage now in Saudi Arabia. So I don't know how they're going to receive that kind of proposition. Really?
Es que mire, espera un momento, porque también what the Saudis are doing, whether they're aware of it or not, is you're trying to westernize your world. You are. The talent you're acquiring, the sports you're acquiring, many of them, are primarily based out of the West. It seems that you're trying to westernize the Eastern world. And I do believe that, yeah, part of that could be the female fighters. I'm not going to focus on that specifically, but yeah, that's what you're doing when you're trying to make like your own version of the PGA Tour or your own boxing league that primarily involves Westerners, because that's what they all are. That's what we are in that region of the world. So I don't think that they're so behind that it's not possible. The real thing is that the women are not in a place where you say, we want to make Saudi the entertainment capital of the world, so we need this. You know, they're not there yet. They're slowly getting there. But the way you continue to build upon that is, yo, put them on those domestic shows, dog. I guarantee you, some of them you won't be disappointed. You'll get a better fight from them than you would from two guys, because they don't got time to dick around. They don't got time to feel each other out and waste everybody's fucking time. It's 2-minute rounds, dog, which is why I'm not against 2-minute rounds. I prefer 2-minute rounds over the 3-minute rounds for the ladies. Like, yeah, it keeps it fast paced and it keeps it an action fight. I don't see that in the immediate future, that the women will box in Saudi, or that they'll start, you know, going out there as much as the guys do. Not yet, but I don't rule out the possibility either, because it's very obvious that you guys are trying to westernize your region of the world, because you're bringing all these Western sportsmen and athletes to your region of the world. All these people, you know. Shout out to the Gooch. After Gvozdyk KOs David, who will Mirage Dick Rod? Probably. I don't really know, dog. I would be worried for Mirage after tomorrow. Shout out to Sergey Libre. I also observed Alex's last 3 fights, the Adonis and Artur fights. Alexander can make David his son. Enter B-Vol Canelo 2.0. Believe me, I will be betting. Yeah, Virtuoso put $30 down to get back $300 for those that don't know. Motherfucking Mr. D. Loke said, to piggyback on the tournament theory, when a champion doesn't accept, you know who is ducking. And those guys lose out on gaining fans. You know that's what I was thinking. That's that it's going to make it very obvious who's avoiding the tough fights if you orchestrate an annual tournament every year. That you, like I said, you don't need to buy up all the promotional outfits. Personally, that's overkill to me. So,
and if you just do the tournament, then whoever wins that tournament becomes, at least for the time being, a star. Look at Josh Taylor. Look at Caleb Smith. As soon as they won their tournament, they became a big deal.
Exactly. Inouye won the World Boxing Super Series. Usyk won the World Boxing Super Series. I love the World Boxing Super Series personally. And the only ones who can do it better than the Sauerlands did it is the Saudis. They can do it even bigger and even better. So I say do a tournament. Now I'm going to go take a piss. I'll be right back.
Napoli says, true or false, Skye Nicolson fighting Diana Vargas has a bit of a Ramallah Ali Alejandro Guzman element of surprise. Possible banana skin? What do you guys think?
I don't know.
No.
I think Skye Nicolson is going to beat.
No.
So you guys don't think we're going to see Skye Nicolson lined in shock thing?
Nope, because she ain't gonna do what Ali did. The reason why Ali lost the first time because he was trying to trade, she was being too gangster for her own good. Skye's a little too cautious in the first place, in my opinion, to risk it.
And Vargas is game, but it doesn't hit that hard. Alejandra Guzman, she hits fucking hard.
Yeah, that's the one that Jules was saying. He thought it was Chavez's daughter.
She fucking parked. Fucking parked in the first fight. God,
I don't know about I don't know about any banana skins there. Like I don't see what Vargas can do to upset Nicholson. I just don't. But as I was trying to say earlier, like there's one thing I don't think the Saudis do. Well, it's like they're going to want all those fights there because, like Jules said, it's trying to get tourists in there. Part of what made the World Boxing Super Series kind of nice was that the tournaments were happening all over the world. Some fights were happening in Scotland, some fights were happening in Japan, some fights in England, some fights in America. Like it was all over the place.
I think His Excellency is going to be more flexible in that regard. I think that it's not going to be all on Saudi Arabia. I don't think
well, maybe. The only way I see that is if he holds the finals in Saudi and just has runs 2 or 3 tournaments at the same time. and then just bases an entire card around the 3 finals.
All right, I got a question for you guys. Given the final press conference with Tank and Frank Martin, do you think Frank Martin's already lost the fight mentally?
Frank Martin lost this fight the second pen was put to paper. Where did we come up with this crazy ass idea that Frank Martin is this slick school style boxer?
I didn't.
Can't fight. Like,
Who said that?
Frank's a respectable opponent that will have some moments of success until he doesn't anymore.
Yeah, and let's not forget, guys, we always do this same shit with Gervonta Davis. We come on Friday, every fucking time, asking ourselves, is the guy who's going to fight, does he have any chance to beat? No, he doesn't. It's Gervonta Davis. It's not because he's that good, because he's must make it really, really well.
No, it's another guy. It's another guy who can't fight going backwards, whose only chance is to come forward, which plays right into a counterpuncher, i.e. Tank Davis, hands. Like,
the only thing you can give Gervonta Davis is Frank Martin is a proper lightweight. It's not a Rolly Romero, it's not a Isaac Cruz. It's a proper lightweight. I don't think it's the best fucking guy that could ever fight, but is decent at least.
This will be his best win in a long time.
Yeah.
And that's saying something sad. It was hilarious though, watching Frank Martin flinch. Like that was
I was cracking up when that happened.
Like,
I thought it was funny. I didn't read into it like, oh, that changes the fight now. I just thought it was funny.
No,
it was goofy.
Reaction though, you know what I mean? I mean,
people gonna start reading into it, getting deep, looking for like how how did his fingers lock in together as he flinched? Like just reading into it just to a ridiculous level, and it just wasn't that deep. It was funny.
Yeah, no, it was like every single person on this panel would probably flinch too. I know I would. Doesn't mean it wasn't funny. Like he's talking all that shit and you flinched.
When is Tank Davis going to fight his contemporaries? At what point in time does that start?
Never.
Well, the rumor is they're going for Lomachenko.
Yeah, why? When he's 44 years old? 48-year-old Lomachenko on AARP.
Hey, listen, listen. I guess better late than never. Because we wouldn't be mad if Shakur fought Loma right now, would we?
No, because
we shouldn't be mad if Tank fight him then. Even though we can have disdain for the fact that we know for 5 years he went a different direction for this fight. But at the end of the day, if he fights him, I'm watching. Because we wouldn't.
Guys, at this point, Lomachenko is not going to fight Tank because Bob Arum is not going to allow that. So you're going to send one of your flag guys, the one that you've been grooming and you've been promoted all this time, to possibly lose against your fucking competitor that has been playing you like a pussy all these years? No, it's not going to. If Loma's going to fight someone, he's going to fight one of the top ranked guys, one of the champions.
Yeah,
he's going to fight Shakur, or he's going to fight the other guy, the Ukrainian guy.
And to piggyback off of that, and to go back to another point, Shakur fighting Loma, we don't have to keep the same energy because Shakur be fighting Loma about as soon as he could. Whereas with Tank could have fought Loma years ago. Literally.
Yeah, those two situations are not comparable. Brim, are you up here capping for Tank?
I'm not capping for Tank, but I wasn't using it as comparable situation. I'm just saying it was just a simple blanket statement. At this point right now, if Loma fought Shakur, we'd be like, okay, we watching that fight. Now we know that Tank ducked Loma for years, but if that fight was next, I'm all for it. I'll watch it.
I'll watch I'll watch it, but you're not going to get the same credit that Shakur would get.
No. You're not going to get me to disagree with that, but I'm not going to sit here and say it's okay for Shakur to fight Loma, but then if Tank fights Loma, I'd completely be 100% blah, blah, blah. No, it'd be 50-50.
Yeah, but that's like going through the technicalities for something that is basically in lights. You obviously aged this man out. Obviously, it doesn't get more obvious than you fighting him now. It doesn't get more obvious.
So it'd be best if he just never fought him then.
No, it's more like you're fighting him now, and we know why you're fighting him now. Nobody said you shouldn't fight him, but if you fight him now, don't think people gonna look at you like, oh wow, you did it. No,
you're the greatest.
could have did this
Oh wow,
shit.
you did
You
it.
could have did this shit in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. Like, bro, you could have been did this shit. So yeah, you could fight a Loma in his mid 30s, but don't like ain't nobody dumb out here, bro. Like we can see what you did if you do fight him, because I said at the beginning of the show, the only one I seen saying that was Bob. I ain't see Kenny Ellis saying that. I ain't see Calvin Ford saying that. I seen Calvin Ford say we can't fight Shakur because he's not coming to the PBC. That's what I seen Calvin Ford saying. So when I hear Loma, I'm like, yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see about that, Bob.
What's Bob Arum saying about the fight with Tank Davis?
He said that they've been in talks with Luis de Cubas Jr. about potentially doing that fight at the end of the year. But I don't know if I can believe that just coming from Bob. Maybe you did have those conversations. That doesn't mean that fight happens, because what Tank said was, I would like to fight Ryan Garcia and Isaac Cruz again at 140. Didn't mention Loma. Now, I don't know if I missed something. Maybe he mentioned them somewhere else. But I'm just saying, just because they're talking about that now, that doesn't mean that shit happens. We've been hearing that for about, what is it?
He did
6
mention
years?
Loma. He did mention Loma like a week or two before. He did.
All right, well then
About
hopefully
fighting
he.
him, but
I mean,
you know.
hopefully he does it. But
Granted.
like us, it's just some sucker coward shit. Like I'm gonna call him a coward all in the buildup. If you win, I'm gonna call you a coward because you are a fucking coward.
So there's no winner for him on this, so he needs to just go ahead and go to Shakur and skip this fight then.
Yeah, that's what you need to do. It seems that you never want to fight somebody who's in your age, who's your race, because you're scared that they might beat you. And
well, Frank is his age.
I was about to say that, but Frank is the level of Shakur.
I mean, we know that's
I'm
not the factual
I'm not
statement.
doing. Listen, Brim, I know you like him. I'm not doing no gymnastic for this coward. No.
I'm not going to either. If you haven't noticed that, he doesn't give me any reason to sit here and defend him. I will not put on the cape for the man.
You waited so long to fight Loma. This is where I'm at. You waited so long to fight Loma. You might as well not fight him.
See, that's why I was saying to you. That's basically what the disposition I was getting from you. So he better off not even fighting Loma at this point.
I mean,
because
like,
for you, it in your eyes, for him, there's no way that you're going to give him any credit or give him any legitimacy
but that
in that
doesn't
fight.
need to be asked.
Even
Like,
what if his head dribble off the canvas? Though, what if he make his head dribble?
Big deal. You waited too long to do it.
Wait. Can I ask something? Why does he get credit when he said at that time, what was it, 2017, 2018? He said he didn't want to fight Loma then because he wanted him to get older. That's some pussy shit. You shouldn't get credit for that.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying.
Why would he give credit for that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is where the American boxing scene is. This is not a debate. This is not a debate in any other country but this one because of the mediocre fighters that it's producing. This is not a debate. And if this was the UK, this is not a conversation. If this was Mexico, this is not a conversation, dog. If this was anywhere else in the world, you obviously waited for him to get old. Like, it's very obvious you did that. So why the fuck would you get credit? Why? You waited so long, you might as... It's like if you at a restaurant and they taking too long to make the food. By the time you make it, I might been done left.
But it's not even that. It's like, he said it himself that he was going to do that. And the media doesn't scrutinize him. The fans don't. Well, why don't the media call him out on that bullshit? If that was Mike Tyson saying, yo, I'm going to wait till Lennox Lewis gets older. Like, what?
If he not even Mike Tyson. What if he knew he said that? Who fucking Mike is that?
What if he knew he said that for Donaire? What if he said
What if he knew? What if he said it about Tank? I'm gonna wait for Tank to get older. I bet the Tank fans wouldn't like that, right?
Oh no, the Tank fans like Tim Bradley. They're sitting there saying Inoue needs to do something over here. He needs to be a big star. There were no one crowding around Inoue in America.
I might, this is not the biggest channel. I gotta make it bigger so it makes a bigger dent. But I'm not celebrating no American fucking cowards. Fuck out of here. You a whole fucking coward. All you do is coward shit. And people scared to call you out on it for some reason. You a whole fucking coward. You fighting this nobody ass motherfucker that's weight drained. Motherfucker look like he about to die. This is who you fighting, dog. And you lucky I'm buying your shit. Because the people bigging you up ain't gonna buy it. I can tell you that right now. All them suckers on Twitter, they not buying that fight. Are you nuts? They're not
Plastic
buying
boys
that
line
fight.
up.
For real. Not celebrating no coward ass shit. You a whole fucking coward. You could have been fought this motherfucker. For all of Devin's drawbacks, at least he had the fucking nuts to fight that motherfucker. At least Tio had the fucking nuts to fight that motherfucker. You swoop in Johnny come lately, bro. Of course you're not getting credit, because what if someone said about you what you said about? Nah, I'm gonna wait till Devin get a little older. I'm gonna wait till Javante get a little older. That's what I'm gonna do. I bet your fans wouldn't like that, right? No, they wouldn't like that one motherfucking bit. You're not special, bro. You just a coward that represents other fucking cowards. The only motherfucker that could identify with your ass is a coward. Pussy ass motherfucker. Shout out to Napoli, true or false. Skye Nicolson fighting Deanna Vargas has a bit of a Ramla Ali, Alejandra Guzman element of surprise. Possible banana skin. I agree, because Diana can punch. So if she gets in with a punch, yeah, something bad could happen. Skye's
Jules,
not
come
used to
on,
being
man.
hit.
Come
What?
on, Jules. You gotta remember the night when Ramla got knocked out, how you responded, what we were saying. Hey,
Yeah,
man,
but I
listen,
like.
just box. Oh,
Yeah,
let me finish these bars. Just box, just box. Skye Nicolson is scary as hell sometimes. She gonna just box, man. She gonna win that clean UD, man. Because she ain't gonna be in a firefight like Ramla was in that fight, because Ramla was a little too tough on good in that fight. We know Skye's not gonna do that. Come on.
yeah, but that's not what I said. I said that if Diana were to get in with a punch, if she were to, Skye's not used to getting hit. You had all them fights. You don't want you clearly don't want to be hit. We seen what happened with Lerone Richards earlier today. What do I always say? Pure boxers cannot hold a shot. That's why they fight that way. You spend the whole time on the outside because you really can't hold a shot. You can't absorb one. So if Diana were fortunate enough to get in with a shot, yeah, something bad could happen, because I don't think Skye's used to being hit. That's toughness that you build over time that I don't think she has built. And most pure boxers don't build because they spent the whole fight trying not to get hit. You know, so we'll see. Shout out to Kayo. Turkey presenta Mortal Kombat. No más ducking. Yo, that could be the motherfucking slogan, dog. That could be the motherfucking slogan for that shit. So I seen Subriel. He promised Regis Prograis that if he take care of business tomorrow, he'll fight him. Who wins that fight?
It's already a
got
bad sign that you have a homecoming
Yo, that's
fight.
you
and
with the yo, shut the fuck up. That's you with that fucked up mic. Because as soon as you unmuted, I started hearing an echo.
I got
Me?
Matias. See?
No. I had my speaker on. That's why.
There
Why?
you go.
What do you mean why?
Why?
Fucking
I was
Michael.
doing the dishes at the same time. That's
Now, like I said, I'm gonna ask again. Matias is promising Regis a fight. Is it too late for Regis to win this thing?
If I was Regis, I'd be careful what I ask for when it comes to Matias. I'm not saying he doesn't have a chance to win, but at the same time, if he gets hit, he may not be able to take that shit, man. So he better be careful what he looks for.
I know you want to see more Jules, but Prograis shot, bro. He's shot. Like, he has not looked good in any of his last 3 fights. He's looked outright.
Yeah, but look at how they fought, bro. That's my whole thing. My thing is this. He was always going to look bad with a guy like Devin. It's not because he's in his 30s. He was always going to look bad with a guy like Devin. The same way Teofimo was always going to look bad with a Sandor Martin. He was always going to look bad. I said he's going to look bad with Jermaine Ortiz. What? Because he's not going to sit in one spot. And he's not going to sit in the pocket with you and trade to give you that opportunity to counter him. So I'm like, is it that Regis is old, or is it just a bad style matchup? And I'm leaning towards not it's a bad style matchup. The Puerto Rican kid was outright running from you. And Devin kept you at arm's length. He's taller than you are. He's younger than you are. He's got the right style for the job, some speed. I don't know if it's that you're old or it's just a bad style matchup. But what if you don't have to chase the guy? He did a number on Jose Zepeda that the younger guys didn't do on Jose Zepeda, and that was 2 years ago. He didn't look old. Then again, it was 2 years ago. I don't know, man.
I mean,
2 years is a long time.
I mean, also that plays into a Progress game, the inside game.
Eso es lo que yo estoy diciendo, que con Subriel, he doesn't have to chase him. And it seems that, well, the reason you looked old and shot is because they were making you chase them. Pero coincidentally, didn't Teofimo just look like shit with Ortiz? And didn't he look like shit with Sandor Martin? Why?
Yeah.
Because they made him chase them. It's
I
the
mean,
same-
I'm gonna
it's-
tell you something too, though. There are a couple of guys in boxing that they're gonna make everybody who fought them look bad or not as like superstar-ish. You know, you want them to look. You know, like guys like Devianchenko, Gabriel Rosado. Like you never gonna look like you're fighting just a regular bond. Like you have to fight for that particular victory.
Unless you're
He's
fucking
always,
Golovkin.
like-
That's the only guy. That's the only guy in recent memory I saw that looked dominant with Rosado. Because none of these other guys that fought him afterwards looked all that.
Pero ahí es
They
que
didn't
tuve
look
la
dominant.
diferencia, Jules. Ahí es que tuve la diferencia de nivel, like it's levels to this. You know,
So,
like there is a reason Triple G got ducked all these years.
Lo que yo
Even
estoy
though-
diciendo. Espera, lo que yo estoy diciendo es que no se sabe si Regis looked old because to me, no se sabe if he got old because to me, he was always going to look bad with Devin or anybody like Devin. That, well, yeah, if you're going to keep him at arm's length and just use the jab and stay on the outside, yeah, that's how you make him look bad. That's exactly how you do it. But then that's not his age, is it? That's just the style of the fight. Now, if you stand in front of him and trade, well, that's something else. Then he may not look old.
The thing about Prograis is he's gonna look bad on people that move around because it's gonna expose his bad footwork. But if you have somebody who's relatively stationary, not per se like it's not moving, but it's not gonna like, you know, not gonna
They're
be in
not
the
going to
art
run
style.
away.
Exactly.
They're not gonna run away.
No se va a montar en la bicicleta de
Ah.
Juan Luis Guerra, tú sabes.
Yo, that's a
Devin didn't run away. What are you talking about?
that's a dangerous
Nope.
fight for Prograis though, because for Matias, I would say, because
I think
people,
so.
first of all, Power's last. Even if he is shot, Power's last thing to go. He's a good counter puncher, but not only that, but like when you come forward in a straight line with Prograis, he catches you with that overhand left, and
Eso
he
lo que-
has that power.
Compare how other people have looked with Jose Zepeda in recent memory, because Jose's been busy. He's been fighting. He's been losing, but he's been fighting. And they're not really doing to Jose. The only one who, more or less did the same thing was Dalton Smith. That was the last one, and that was just a few weeks ago. But Prograis beat him easy. Where other people struggle with Jose, Prograis beat him easy. But
Y yo te voy a
why?
decir una,
And
y yo te voy a decir una vaina,
Okay,
Jules.
I
Every
I have
time,
to-
oh, sorry, go ahead.
I have 2 points. This is the 2 reasons made. I think this guy Progress is shot because let's not forget, you fought fucking Devin Haney, and Devin Haney, I think he hurt him 2 times, and we know now for sure this
Devin
motherfucker
can't
cannot
punch.
punch,
He can't
and
punch,
you got
that's
hurt
true.
by that guy. And my second point is this not be because of the punishment of your fight of your career. This might be because you have been cutting weight all these years, and this
That's
is
true.
starting to pay. You're
That's
not gonna
true.
pay the, and you are being admitting publicly you're having problems making the fucking weight.
Que no se fue para el 147. That's a good point. That is a good point. That
Es
he's
que él es
been
muy
there for.
chiquito para el 147.
Bueno, muy grande para el 140. Es el lío. He's in that very strange David Lemieux place where you can't
You
make
know what?
160, but you don't belong at 168.
I think Prograis he would have done better if he would have started, because I think he's a lightweight, but he's just a little pudgy. He has like the same Tank Davis physique. If you
Ajá.
look at him,
Más
He's tank-
grandecito, pero es lo mismo.
es
Más
que son
grandecito.
la misma gente, pero empezaron a diferente tiempo. Like Tank Davis,
Eso es
he
lo
just
que-
started younger, yeah, but they like the same guy, like
To
pudgy,
Tank's,
small.
I will give
but
Tank
not
credit
athletic,
for
you know.
this. I'll give him a little bit of credit. I do think Tank has better feet than Regis. He does
No.
have better feet.
No, sí, porque él empezó desde que era un niño. Like he was a little kid, he's been boxing, but Regis Prograis and him, they like physically athletic. You know what I mean? Because I've seen Tank in person, and in person he looks mad skinny, but fast, bro. He's like a little like a little beetle, like the
Como una
tiger beetle.
hormiga, como una hormiga.
Sí, porque eso es lo que pasa. Like he's so fast and small and like yeah, la hormiga atómica.
That's some real shit, yo. Like you could put Tank in this little pocket right here, bro. He'll be in there shadow boxing and doing backflips.
I'm gonna put it
and
like this, Jules.
Or Miga
I'm
Supra.
5'7". I put it like this, Jules. I'm 5'7", like 5'7" and a half, and I was towering over that dude. Like he was
Manín,
around my chest.
La manera que tú sabes que Tank es pequeñito, because it's hard to tell the people that are small on television. He made Jordan Plant look like she's fucking. He made Jordan Plant look like she's fucking 5'11" or 6 feet tall. That is not a big woman in terms of height.
She made it
in
look like
terms
she
of-
was like she was
Esa
Italian.
mujer, esa mujer es una flaquita. No, y ella es bella. Yo no estoy diciendo nada malo, pero you know, like that's not a big woman. And next to her, he like looked like for real, like a hobbit.
He looked like a Yeti, right?
Uh-huh. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you know what I'm saying? But back to the Regis shit. I'm just thinking that with Subriel, you know he's going to come forward. And you know that he can be hit because he has been hit. Ergashev touched him up. Ponce touched him up. Bato might touch him up tomorrow. We saw the fight that he lost. Even though he got that back, we saw the fight that he lost. They're like, yeah, he got touched up. He could get touched up. And I'm like, just like Michael said, which is what I said in the video I uploaded earlier today, that, hey, power's the last thing to go. And he always had power. Like, yeah, don't let Regis hit you now. Like, you know, there's a reason you have to stay on the outside of him. Don't let him hit you. So I think he has a shot. Now, I'm not saying he wins, but I think he has a shot. Yeah, I think he has a shot.
Devin hurt
Power may be
Regis,
the last thing to
bro.
go. Power may be the last thing to go, but the chin is the first thing to go. And if Devin Haney's putting you on your ass, your chin's gone.
That's a good.
Yeah,
I
but
can't.
wait,
I
wait,
can't
wait.
argue with that. I can't argue with that.
Don't sleep on Power when this guy has a homecoming fight and he's focused on another fighter.
No, I'm not sleeping on. I'm not sleeping on Pato. I'm not. I'm
Not
not.
only that, Power's a good fighter, but also like my main thing is also like, it's not only is it a homecoming fight, but you're out here talking shit to another fighter the
Well,
day
hang on,
before
Michael.
your fight.
Hang on, Michael. He wasn't talking shit about Regis specifically. He was on an interview, asked about every one of the contemporaries, and he talked shit about them all.
No. Did you
Not
guys
only
see-
that,
no,
not
wait,
only
wait,
that,
wait, wait.
Michael.
Hey, y'all gotta shut the fuck up and let Michael finish.
There was a little video today of him going back and forth with Regis. Today, like, why are you going back and forth on FaceTime with Regis when you have a fight tomorrow? That's weird.
That's a good. I ain't gonna lie. That's a good point. Like I seen that. It was funny too, by the way.
It's stupid, though. But it's stupid. Like you have a fight tomorrow.
I think one of the reasons I mean, I really don't understand why he's doing that, but one of the reasons he has these back and forth with Regis is because they both late starters, and he knows that, and he wants to be like, you know, like the better late starter, like, you know what I mean?
So vamos a decir esto. 4 campeones en el 140. There are 4 champions at 140. Oddly enough, BoxRec ranks Subriel as the number 1 lightweight a super lightweight in the world. Do you guys agree with that? And if you don't, who is it?
I would say Teofimo. I will have the only guy I have the chance to beat all of the other guys will be Subriel and Teofimo, but I'll have Teofimo winning a fight between Subriel and him.
¿Tú crees que Teofimo le gana a él? Porque para mí Teofimo no aguanta puño.
Él no aguanta puño, sí, pero lo que pasa es que yo creo que Subriel is going to respect his power. And something that we've seen is when he respects somebody's power, he doesn't really have much to do. When his only loss is he lost because of that.
Do you guys agree with that? Do you guys think that Teofimo, that if there were a 4-man tournament, do you think that Teofimo would be the last man standing?
No.
I don't think so.
Whose vibrator went off?
Who the fuck was that?
Somebody's dildo has a message.
Let me ask you this question.
Getting a page.
Let me ask you this question. So, what would the matchup be? Because I think who has to fight who first could make an outcome.
Great question.
And then what's also going to, and then also what's going to be the layoff between the fights. So let's just say Haney had to fight Isaac Cruz, Does he have to fight the next day? Does he fight a week later? I mean, give me
Okay,
those
let's do it
parameters
this.
first.
Let's do it this way, villain. Let's do it this way. Do you think Teofimo beats Isaac?
Yes.
Do you think Devin beats Isaac?
Yes.
Do you think Subriel beats Isaac?
Yes.
Okay, so that takes care of Isaac.
All the
Do you
above.
think? Do you think Subriel beats Devin?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you think Subriel beats Tio?
God, I don't know. That's close.
That's the one that I don't know about.
That's God, I don't know.
All
Which
right,
Tio
let's
do I
do
get?
let's
I mean,
do
which-
it for
which
Devin.
fucking
Let's do it
Tio?
for Devin now. Do you think Devin beats Isaac?
Yes.
Do you think Devin beats Tio?
No.
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 Nope, sure don't.
This is getting good because I disagree with you on that.
Okay,
as
what do you-
strange as this might sound, based on styles, Haney versus Lopez is Haney versus Prograis. The only difference is the guy's younger, he's a bit faster on his feet, and more explosive. But based on styles, yeah, that's the same fucking fight.
So you have so you have Haney over Tio.
I think Haney would beat Tio. I think Subriel would beat Haney,
only
and I think
thing-
Lopez could. I don't know, but he has the style for Subriel. He has the style for
Oh.
him.
The only thing I'm gonna disagree with that point, Jules, and I understand where you're coming from. I got the same idea as well before, but it's just the fact that Devin Haney's footwork is not the same as it's not as educated as you will say Sandor Martin or Jermaine Ortiz.
No, pero va a ser la misma vaina. He's going to stay behind the jab, pot shot, move, take a half
Lo que-
step back, shoot the right. He's going to
Lo
do
que
the
va
same
para-
shit.
Lo que va a parecer más, pero the only difference is that Teofimo actually knows how to pivot.
He
And,
does. He does.
Yeah,
If you
and the
stay
thing
with
about
him,
it is
though-
like, yeah, and Haney, he likes to engage like once in a while, and he's not a really hard
Sí,
guy
pero
to time.
él no va a coger esos chances con Teofimo.
Pero mira,
manín.
lo que pasa con Devin, manito, que él no, he's not a guy hard to time. His jab is good, but it's a stepping jab. What I mean by this, it's good, until it's not good anymore. Like he's gonna
No,
work for like a few rounds.
tú estás diciendo eso por el fucking Ryan García. Y lo que yo estoy diciendo es esto. Espera, déjame decir esto. Ryan is taller than Teofimo and taller than Devin. He's got some length too.
Pero
So he can lure you out to walk you into the left hook. Where Teofimo, he's shorter than Devin, bro. He's gonna, if he wants him, he's gonna have to chase him. And we see what happens to him when he chases people.
I mean,
Está
they're not
bien,
the same
pero
style,
mira
but
lo que
so
le
is
hizo. Mira lo que le hizo Jojo Díaz y mira lo que le hizo Lomachenko. Esos dos son más chiquitos que todo el mundazo ahí.
Ok,
Y
pero
mira- y mira- y mira- y-
espera, eso fue porque él cogió esos chances. He took those chances. Like, you're right that, bro, why are you trading punches with JoJo? But it's because, JoJo can't crack a fucking egg. He'll throw a million punches, but he can't crack a fucking egg,
Pero
bro.
es que también Devin Haney, he's not really that good going backwards. Like his whole thing, he's gonna keep you out with his punches. But if you see his feet, he's not really moving that educated. That's why Loma was able to get it to him.
No, I disagree with you on that. That I think Devin is he can hold his feet. I see what you mean. That sometimes he holds his position, but he takes a half step back, keeps the jab in front of you. If you come forward, another half step back, keeps the jab in front of you. He doesn't run away from you, which I like. That Sandor, sometimes you're just fucking running, bro. Sometimes you just fucking running, bro. You ain't doing nothing. You just moving. Whereas Devin will hold his feet a little more. If you come forward, take a half step back, boop. Maybe he'll bring over a right, maybe not. Maybe he shoots the jab, touches you with the jab, steps into it, brings over something else, then gets back out.
Pero tú sabes cuándo él va a hacer eso,
That's how he would beat Tio to me.
Pero tú sabes por qué él va a hacer eso. Él va a hacer eso cuando él sabe que él es el más rápido y él es el más grande. If he doesn't have
pero
one of those,
he is bigger than Teofimo, bro. He
he's no
is.
faster than Teofimo.
Eso yo no lo sé. Para mí, los dos, they both have speed. Like, yes, Teofimo is fast. He does have speed, but he doesn't have length. Pause. Pues,
Lomachenko didn't need that.
no, porque,
Tioso.
no, espera, porque Devin de estúpido was fighting him on the inside. Tú no viste, él no peleó con Regis Prograis the way he fought fucking Lomachenko. Con Lomachenko él cogió chance. Con Regis, no, you didn't take no chances. You just stayed on your jab. When you
Y-
could piece him up a little bit,
Y
you pieced him up
acuérdate
a little bit.
también que Sando Martin, he only fought with Teofimo Lopez, with him like that. If you see any of the Holdis fight, he doesn't fight like that. He step on
No,
you.
es mierda, mierda. Así fue que él peleó Mikey. Bro, as long as I've been watching Sandor, bro, that's how he always fights. Even with nobodies. Él no coge chance. He fought a fucking nobody in Spain. Same shit.
Oh, my bad. Jermaine Ortiz, my bad. Jermaine Ortiz, my bad.
Okay, con eso sí.
My bad, my
No,
bad. I misplaced this,
you're
guys.
right. No, but you're right. You are right that Jermaine, you can't really say that Jermaine is a pure boxer because he didn't fight Loma like that. You're right. He doesn't always fight like that. But when he fought Lopez like that, you saw what happened. If you stay on the outside of Lopez and stay behind the jab, don't step into it, stay behind it, he struggles. That's all you really have to do. And you telling me Devin can't do that? Nah, he can do that. He did it to Regis.
Lo que
Yeah,
pasa
but
con
the problem-
Teofimo,
look,
he struggles with adjustments, just as well as Devin Haney. Like they both
Pero
struggles with
bueno,
adjustments.
Teofimo
No,
struggles with.
Look,
No,
I'm
no,
gonna-
I see
I'm
what you
gonna-
mean. No, I see what you mean. I
I'm
agree with
gonna
you. I see
I'm
what
gonna
you mean.
fucking say this. I'm never gonna trust a boxer that has to apply pressure with a fucking Philly shell. I'm not
That,
going.
exactly.
Gracias,
bro.
gracias.
Exactly, bro. Like, bro.
Who's that a knock on?
That's
Teofimo.
Teofimo comes forward.
Ah.
If you're hanging back out of the shell, that makes sense because you can roll and
Yeah.
counter, parry. You could do it if you're hanging back. Why are you in a shell when you're coming forward? Tuck yourself behind a high guard. It brings your hands closer to the target. Your hands are not as far away, and you can catch the shots on the arms on the way in. What he does, he comes forward in a shell, and that's why he looks so shit coming forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Ese tipo loco, man.
it's almost like they're trying to. It's exactly that they're trying to imitate Floyd Mayweather, and he fought
Right.
most of these fights in the Philly shell. But the guys he fought, none of the guys he fought were pure boxers. None of them.
None of them. Not Marquez, not Cotto, not Mosley, not Pacquiao, not Guerrero, not Ortiz. You know what's crazy? There were very few pure boxers in that era. None around those weights. None. If you really go down an itemized list of all the somebodies between 147, 140, and 154. No, Lara, but he didn't fight Lara. That was the only
Do you
pure
know why?
boxer that was around
Do
that
you know
time.
why is that, Julius? At that time,
Yo sé por qué. But
Todos
I don't
sabemos
say-
por qué.
we know why.
We know.
we know why.
So
No,
far,
but-
I have not heard.
No, but seriously, there was an incentive by HBO. They were talking with the people, I mean the managers, the trainers, saying that you have to be entertaining. That's one of the things that Nacho Stein was saying, that he was talking with Marcus, because Marcus was more similar to Ray fucking Vargas at that time before becoming pro.
Mhm.
But they told them, look, if you're gonna fight in this platform, if you're gonna fight in HBO, you're gonna have to change your style because you're not gonna get any fights fighting like that. And so he did.
Yeah,
I'm-
just ask Riggin though.
Shit. Bueno.
Jesus Christ.
Well, so far I have heard a single analysis on how any of those three guys is going to break down Matias. Let me tell you something. Ese tipo un verdugo. Ese prive en fucking tiguerazo, but yo, he talks some shit, man.
No, pero te
all
lo
he
voy a
had to
poner.
s- yeah.
Espera, Virtuoso, del Bronx, del Forum. La vaina para mí es, I would pick Teofimo to beat him but I have questions about Teofimo's durability. Teofimo has the style to beat Matias. He does. But my thing is, if that first punch don't make him go away, you're in trouble. You're in a lot of fucking trouble.
Yep. And we
All
see
he had
how
to say
we
was-
see how Tio
yeah.
reacts when he gets hit, man. When he starts getting hit.
Yeah, he doesn't look good. I mean, all he had to say was, Devin, don't mention my name, and he didn't say shit.
Yeah. And he hasn't mentioned him since, dog. Like if you think about it.
And he's still talking shit about him. Amarillo, suck my dick.
Well, I mean, to me, like the easiest fight for Subriel out of all these guys is Devin. Like that's the easiest fight. Like that's the easy one. You might get more resistance from Isaac than you would from Devin, because Devin, you can't crack a fucking egg, bro. You trying to box?
It's not happening. For
this motherfucker trying to put you in
the
the hospital, bro.
Right.
Hospital. He's trying to send him to a morgue.
Stop. Cut it
Matias
out.
hit too fucking hard. Matias hits too fucking hard. And number 2, the IBF rehydration clause.
That's the other thing. That's another reason that you have to give Matias a lot of credit. That out of all these champions, he's the only one that doesn't balloon in weight the day of the fight because he can't. 10-pound rehydration camp. That's how you know he's a legitimate 140 pounder. He's not some welterweight that's hiding out at 140. Shout out to Sticks. Yeah, because he can't go past 10 pounds because the IBF rule. Sticks in Boxing says, caught your relay on the Schaefer signing. Didn't Schaefer have to leave PBC due to Golden Boy Promotions' lawsuit? And part of the deal was no compete clause? No, because he was over there representing other fighters. Like I remember when he was over there, I think he was representing I'm not sure. I think he represented Mikey Garcia, didn't he? Didn't he represent Mikey Garcia?
Hey Jules, you got D-Style blowing up blowing you up with super chats,
Hold
man.
on, let me see. Shout out to D-Styles. Cruz beats all them suckers. Yeah, all right. Team Pitbull. He'll be the first to go. Pitbull beat Tank, was robbed. I scored at 7-5 Cruz. And look, man, I don't got nothing against Isaac, but you and Matias is big train, little train, my guy. He will run over your little ass. Stylistically, Teofimo's all wrong for Isaac. But that's target practice for Teofimo. And because you're so small and you're really a lightweight, he might drop you. He might stop you. You never know. But Cruz is tailor made for Teofimo. Oddly enough, Cruz might give Devin problems if he doesn't beat him. He might give him because you trying to box, bro. You trying to box. He trying to brawl. We've seen this. We've read this book before, you know. So and the fact that Devin can't hold a shot to save his fucking life, they're like, yo, dog.
That's
soon as
gonna
you
be the
touch
Daytona 500.
Exactly. It would have to be, you know. Imagine Devin trying to keep him at the end of the jab, and because Isaac is bobbing and weaving and throwing these crazy looping punches on the way in, he won't be able to keep his shape, you know. As strange as it sounds, Cruz could give Devin problems. I don't know if he beat him, but I could definitely see him giving him problems. So to recap, you guys think that Subriel is the number one super lightweight in the world because most of you picked him to beat most of these guys. Save Teofimo. One or two people who think that Teofimo might beat him. Who thinks Teofimo would beat him?
I would think so.
I think it's possible, but I don't know, man. Because
I say yes, right?
No, I'm on the fence.
It depends on if he's coming off a good fight or a bad fight, because it's every other fight for him.
Sabria's Teo would be the end matchup between the two. Haney has proven to be exposed. He can't keep anybody off. He can't fight on the inside. Isaac Cruz has the same boxing skill set that I have, which is none. So, so absolutely, it's between Teo and Sabri, and I agree. It depends on the fight. Teo is just such a streaky fighter. It's so hard to figure out which version is going to show up.
I know Brian Norman started calling him up. Brim Man started calling him up, but I'm like, it looked like some sucker shit because you said you're not ready for boots, but you calling out Teofimo. It looked like you just trying to fight a little dude is what I see. That's what that look, because Teofimo not at your weight, bro. He not at your weight.
It's the American boxing way, man.
I ain't gonna lie. I seen that shit. I'm like, damn, that's kind of some sucker shit, bro. Like, what you worrying about low ass Teofimo for? He ain't go to welterweight yet. You know what I mean? But you're not ready for boots, though, right? I feel you, bro. I feel you.
It's Freshman Friday. It's Freshman Friday in boxing, man. These days,
yo, that's the perfect analogy for that shit. Freshman Friday.
Teo's mentality, man, comes into play with this because you never know what you're going to get with him. I mean, sometimes he's on it, other times he's not. I mean, look at what that was Richardson Hitchens that he was acting all weird with and put the book over his face when he confronted him. I mean, you just never know, man. So I mean,
That
Or
was
was
Keyshawn
it Richardson
Davis.
here?
yeah, not
Yeah,
Regis. But I mean,
I'm gonna be fair with Teofimo. Of all these guys, that all these guys, the top guys at lightweight, that's super lightweight. This is the guy that has been fighting more styles, more variety of styles.
Agreed.
There's one face that's not up there that would beat them all. Sugar Barroso.
That is true. That is
oh
true.
man, hold on. Hey, D Style, we're not disrespecting Cruz, man. He's a garden gnome, bro. Come on.
Man, that Garden no getting packed up.
Shout out to Napoli. Jack Catterall's style is all wrong for Teofimo, in my opinion. I agree with that also. But I do think if push came to shove, I would pick Teofimo not because of the styles, but because of the speed. He's explosive enough to catch him. I think he's got fast enough hands and fast enough feet. But he is right that stylistically, Jack is a bad style for Teofimo. He's gonna hang back. He's gonna counter you. He's gonna stay behind his jab, use his jab. He's not trying to engage you. You know.
The thing
So yeah,
about Carroll, yeah, but also like just because he keeps he's not like physically bigger than Teofimo per se, just like Devin is.
yeah.
And also he's wide open for those looping shots. And Teofimo, he's damn good with those looping shots.
Yeah,
They're very
like
accurate.
if it came down to Jack and Teofimo, I would lean towards Teofimo, even though stylistically Jack has the edge. I still think Teofimo could win that one. Off of the speed, the power, I think he could win that one. And just like Jose said, the size differential is not dramatic between them. So Teo doesn't have to work too hard to get close to this guy because it's not a dramatic difference in size. With Devin, it kind of is. They're like, yeah, you know what Devin's gonna do? He's gonna stay behind the jab all night, pot shot all night. A better version of the fight that Jermaine fought. Devin would fight a better version. That's the caveat in all of this. That even though I think Subriel would beat Devin and Isaac would give him fits, I still feel like Devin would beat Teofimo. I still think he would. Like,
The problem I have with that is that Devin will always take that one or two times where he'll engage, and that's all Tio needs because Tio does hit hard on those counter shots.
yeah, but he'll
You know
fight
what's
him
great?
like he fought Regis, bro. That's what I'm telling you. That he's gonna fight that same kind of fight.
Here's the reason. Here's the difference, though. Here's the difference, though. He hurt Regis, so as soon as he hurts
gonna sound
somebody, he's like, "Oh, I done my thing."
It's gonna sound controversial what I'm gonna say, but I think Jermaine is a better boxer than Devin.
Ooh, y'all agree with that?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I disagree.
No.
No, wait a minute.
Move my-
No, he's not.
Bullshit. Hold the bullshit.
No,
You
he's not.
fence riding bitches. It's a
You know
yes or a no. Stop
not.
making
Alright,
sound
yes.
effects.
No.
Yes, Jermaine
No, he's not.
Ortiz is a better
Motherfucker
boxer than
didn't
Devin.
throw. He doesn't throw.
You know why I think so? Because the common fighters that they have, they actually Jermaine make them look worse.
Lomachenko, that's one. Lomachenko.
Yeah.
Es el único. Es el único.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you watch the fight, because I was there live, Lomachenko swept the later rounds.
He did. I agree with that.
But there is no way in hell you give that fight to Devin Haney, especially how the judges gave him.
I'll concede that. But does that really make? You have to remember, Jermaine had the inside track on Loma. Old sparring partner. He was familiar with him. He knew him in a way that Devin didn't. Does that really make him does that make him a better boxer than Devin, though? Is that what we're saying? That's what we're saying.
No, but the thing is, Jermaine Ortiz is not as physically gifted as Devin Haney. As length.
I disagree. I disagree.
No,
I think Jermaine I think Jermaine Ortiz is actually more physically gifted than Devin, but he's not as skilled as Devin. That's what I think.
Él tiene los brazos más chiquitos.
No, pero para mí él aguanta puño más mejor que Devin.
No, porque es un tipo que no se gata tanto. Like he doesn't actually, because the thing about him, he's basically like a slimmer version of Canelo per se, with smaller arms.
Nah, get the fuck out.
No, porque él es stocky. Él es
Jermaine
stocky.
Ortiz, bro. Jermaine Ortiz. We talking about the
Jermaine
Puerto Rican
Ortiz.
kid.
Yeah, porque él es stocky. Él
Technician.
es stocky.
Tú no got nada. Tú no
I have a question.
Yeah, él
I
tiene la
need
espalda
to-
grandísima, man.
I need to ask this question about Suriel Matias. Is there any chance that we're making a mistake about this guy? Meaning,
That's what I said.
meaning,
Go ahead.
I'm with you, Leo.
I think there is a reason to say that he's a formidable fighter. He's a good champion at the super lightweight division, but it doesn't have really a signature win, in my opinion, to say this guy is above all others. The eye test can tell you that this guy is dangerous and he can beat any of the other guys, but to say that Real Matias is gonna wash all these guys, we can say that because
Yo te hice a ti una fucking pregunta. Si fuera Subriel Matías y Devin Haney, ¿quién gana la pelea? ¿Y
I
qué
don't
tú
speak
dijiste?
Spanish.
I say Real Matias, but basing on
¿Por qué tú
style.
quieres de mí entonces? You want me to say it a different way?
God
You
damn.
picked him. You're picking him to win, and you're telling me that I'm making a mistake. You picked him to
Okay,
win.
no. Okay,
Baboso.
let me ask you this question. You say Real Matias versus Isaac Cruz. Why?
Same base style. He has the same base style as Isaac, but one, he's naturally bigger. Two, I think he punches harder. Three, his hooks are shorter and tighter on the inside. Where Isaac, you could fit a couch in between his hooks, bro. All of this, right?
All he
you could
does
fit
is
a
come
couch in
forward
between.
and catch hooks. That's all he does. Come forward.
That's
catch
all
hooks.
he does. Whereas Subriel, he gets close to you, and they're
Fucking
short
sucks,
uppercuts.
man.
They're short hooks. Where with Isaac, he's throwing college frat boy punches, bro. He throwing
If
Street
he's
Fighter
not
punches,
doing
bro.
that, he just stands there in
The
the high
problem
guard.
with that statement, Julius, it will be totally accurate if Subriel Matias was an undefeated fighter. The fight that I saw when he lost, he went punch for punch with the fucking Sergey guy.
Oh, because Isaac is undefeated.
Yeah, but Isaac lost against a fucking pure boxer.
No, because he didn't. Oh, wait a minute. Because
Wait, Tank's
Isaac
not a
did.
pure boxer.
That's the other thing. That's what I was going to say. But because Tank is the only one that beat Isaac.
The other guy
He's the only one. He's the only one, right?
Celesting.
Isaac has 2 losses, not 1.
Oh, who is it?
He lost a
Who's
while
that?
ago. I don't know who the fuck that guy was, but he lost a while ago to that guy.
This is what I'm saying. What I remember about that loss, the Isaac Cruz loss, this first loss, that he got a box. So it was a.
Oh, you're talking about the first. You're talking about the first guy, then the
Yeah.
first. Because yeah.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, I never seen Isaac Cruz beat in his own game. I have seen Subriel Matias beat on his own game. I saw the fucking fight.
Was
The
it against the?
motherfucker
Espérese un fucking momento. Was it a garden gnome?
No, but I cannot say fucking Sergey, whatever the fucking name is. I cannot say it was a
But
war.
that was
a
140 pounder, Leo. That wasn't.
He beat him in the rematch, and not only that, and you know I don't like making
stopped
excuses
him.
for fighters, but that was after he was drinking and shit, recovering from the Dada shift stuff as well. He wasn't focused and stuff. Just fucked up from that shit.
Otra cuestión, mamacuevo. First and foremost, Subriel avenged his loss. Has Isaac avenged any of his losses?
No.
Baboso.
Bueno. ¿Qué tú quieres entonces? Yeah,
I mean, to be fair, he's
I
running.
said Barbosa hasn't won
Tank
any.
is running from that rematch.
He lost to a guy named, he lost
The
to a guy
only
named-
reason he's in this conversation is because he beat fucking Rolly, bro.
I mean,
Okay?
let's be fair with Subriel just for a little bit, and just because of styles of matchups, you don't wanna in your boxing career, you don't wanna handpick a whole bunch of Soviet guys like as your opponents. Are you gonna say that?
Yes. También.
You know what I mean?
También.
Like everybody knows they well schooled, they can crack, they're precise, and they can take your ass out if you not have you game up, you know.
And
what
that's
happens
who
on
Subriel
Subriel?
was. That's who Subriel is beating on. Soviet guys, and look, to me, it's impressive that he stopped that Argentinian because Argentinians is tough as shit, dog. They are tough
Oh
as
yeah.
shit. and he
like-
wore that motherfucker out.
Like a $2 steak, man. They tough as hell. Like
Tough as hell. But la verdad, like yo, if you
you're
stop an Argentinian, bro, that is a state because they're difficult. They're tough dudes, bro. He stopped the Argentinian dude. So Leo, if the question is, do I think Subriel could beat Isaac at his own game? I absolutely do because I think he's too big. He's too strong.
Okay.
And the only thing that Isaac has done at this weight is beat Rolly. That's not a strong enough statement, bro. Oh, well, he beat Rolly, guys. You know, send a mistake or something.
Well,
Crayon.
Rolly Romero
No,
is the only boxer we've seen in our lifetime who stopped a guy without landing a punch. So that does count for something.
Yeah, Rolly is an
he
amazing
did it with the
fighter,
force,
bro.
bro.
He did it with the force, bro. With the Jedi mind trick, bro. He convinced Barroso that he lost, and that's how he won the fight. So we got a lot of shit going on tomorrow. I don't know. Does anybody have Benavidez winning tomorrow?
I do.
Besides Jose.
I have him winning.
Besides Jose. Besides
I have him
Jose.
winning.
You have him winning. So that's 2 for Benavidez. Anybody else? Jose has him winning. Villain has him winning. Anybody else?
Nope.
I'm about to win some money off that shit. I'll tell you that.
Pero te voy a decir una vaina, Jules. No es que it's not like a giving like a clear slide. You know what I mean? Like I can see him struggling, especially when he crosses his feet, bro. And Gvozdyk see that shit. Oof.
My thing is he's never been really like this dude ain't been cracked, and I'm like, yes, you do all these great things with these dudes who can't punch that are smaller than you.
Like Gvozdyk is gonna step to the side and uppercut him so many times, bro. Like I can see it in my mind. Step to the side, uppercut, down goes Benavidez.
For the people picking Benavidez, like, can somebody just break it down to me? Like, what is David going to do? I can't see it.
Cool. No, shut the fuck up, Leo. I'm gonna say the real shit. I'm gonna say the gully shit. The only people picking Benavidez are people that are scared to be wrong. You're fucking scared.
I don't know about
You're
that.
scared, villain. You're scared. You're scared.
But Leo, you're picking Benavidez, right?
No, I'm picking Boswick. But I think the people that are picking David Benavidez now, and they're basing their prediction in the sparring session.
No, no.
Bitch ass Mirage won't join this live.
I see a lot of people basing. I see a lot of people basing that just off the
Yo,
time that he spent the time that he spent away from the.
I was being rushing another live though. That's funny.
Te lo voy a decir. If sparring sessions determined the outcome of fights, then Hrgovic would have beat Dubois, but he didn't. If sparring sessions, if sparring sessions determine, and I've seen the pictures that Zerto lumped up Bivol in sparring. I've seen the pictures. They got sent to me on Instagram. That was sparring. That's not how the real fight played out. So if 7 years ago David had a great sparring session, all I'm saying is that's not convincing enough.
Also, Gvozdyk even said he fresh off the plane, jet lag, and all that shit. But,
give Mirage the link, man. Let him jump on.
But who's the other guy that has Benavidez on the page?
Jose has Benavidez. Jose said he. Oh, wait, shut the fuck up. He overwhelmingly has Benavidez. He is 100% confident. That's exactly what he said. He called me. He told me that.
Jose, break it down. Like, what is David? I want to know what David's gonna do. I've watched both of these guys. I just don't see what.
Lo que pasa, the thing what happens is Gvozdyk. I know he's been active, but he haven't been in. At least it's the last 3 fights he had. He haven't been past 8 rounds or something like that. So I think just Benavidez is gonna have youth, because the thing.
So you think he's gonna gas out? You think he's gonna gas out?
Sí, porque al final del día, Gvozdyk style is like young man style. He's pretty getting a movement. Being really, really nimble.
You don't think that Eddie Reynoso and them guys have him on some special shit, bro?
Claro que sí, bro. There's no bata testing in this on this entire card.
Jesucristo!
More pain.
That's fucking beautiful,
bro. What Jose is saying is basically David Benavidez is gonna voir him.
All right, now I want to give.
I don't see him knocking him out.
Everybody shut the fuck up. I want to give Mirage the floor. Everybody, Mirage, round of applause for Mirage. I'm gonna go fry some bacon.
Yo, welcome.
Mirage, the floor. Shut the fuck up. Mirage, the floor is yours. Grace us with your intelligence and wisdom.
Well, first, I want to say you guys have been entertaining as ever. A lot of comedy today, a lot of comedic takes, and I've appreciated them. Unfortunately, nobody got it close. So,
Damn.
regarding what's going to happen
It's going to be
Wait.
tomorrow, in case you haven't realized, clearly is a showcase fight for David.
Damn.
That's what it's going to be.
Okay.
It's going to be a one-sided showcase. It's going to be a beatdown.
Okay, educate me. Like, break it down. Like, what is David gonna do?
Okay, he's simply just going to be too fast, too strong, too much volume. He's just going to steamroller Gvozdyk, and I'm surprised. I mean,
what's going to be David?
It never crossed your mind that you've watched them fight, and you still can't work it out.
But don't you think that David Benavidez walking his opponents down with his hands down is going to work against him?
Okay. Last time I checked, he doesn't walk opponents down with his hands down. Doesn't he have his fucking hands up? It's called the high guard, which he does all the time. You ever notice that?
Yeah, Mirage, I have a question. What is going to be David Benavidez?
Get some glasses.
Best punch.
He doesn't have a best
hold
punch.
up. If we're gonna talk,
It's not about one punch. It's about a fucking smorgasbord of punches. It's going to be just any punch.
And you don't think he's going to get countered?
I mean, look,
No,
if we're talking
no,
styles.
nothing,
Gvozdyk's
nothing.
the better boxer. Everybody knows that. Even
Too
Mirage.
fast. He's going to be too fast, man.
But here's the thing, though. Mirage and David Ben. This is why it's interesting. I got it 50-50. I'm edging Gvozdyk, but I have it a 50-50 fight.
Congratulations.
Because of Benavidez's youth, right? And you're right. He has a good gas tank, and he's high volume, and he has good pressure. But here's my thing. What's missing for me is he's yet to face an opponent bigger than him. This is the first time. So, like, will his style work when he goes against someone bigger?
No.
His style looks really good against all these smaller guys, but does that work against a guy who's bigger than him?
When he finally fought a guy who was his size, he got dropped in Ronald Gavril.
I got a question for you.
And he's barely his size. He was 5'11".
I got a question real quick, though. Will David be able to make adjustments and have better head movement or head movement at all than he's had in the past?
But David's defense it doesn't rely on head movement, really. He uses a high guard, so the head's there, but it's behind the guard. So he's not going to change his style of
I mean,
defense.
for all intents and purposes,
which means he's going to be there for the uppercut.
Yeah, but what we've seen so far is David doesn't get hit hard and clean a lot, right? He does, but he handles it fairly well, so we can't say he's got a bad chin.
He rolls with the punches very good. He rolls with the punches very good. He's never like eats clean shots.
I think
Not often,
Benavidez
anyway.
has I think Benavidez has underrated defense. Like, his defense is really good. He's a guy that, he's not a guy who's gonna do like flashy things on defense. Like, he's gonna only the necessary things, to not exert as much energy as possible. Because if you see his style, he likes to preserve energy.
Well, you can't. I mean, he gets clean a lot, and he's been knocked down, so you can't say he has really good defense. That doesn't work. So you can say he's got decent defense. It's good. Here's the thing: his defense is good enough for his level of offense. Does that make sense?
I said underrated defense. I said underrated. Defense. Like, if you see,
but what I mean is, it's. But here's my thing. Here's where I think if I think Benavidez can dominate if this move to 175. Because he's been busting his ass, whether naturally or unnaturally, he's been busting his ass either way to get down to fucking 168 for so many years. So once he puts on this little bit of extra weight and doesn't have to cut as much, because we know he's not known for power. He's known for volume and overwhelming people, and then the punishment accumulates over time, and then they fucking get knocked out or they give up, right? So here's the thing. Maybe, just maybe, like I said, y'all know I'm not the biggest Benavidez fan. I like him. I fuck with him, but I'm being objective here. This move to 175, we might see some actual power in him. That could be a factor. But again, Gvozdyk's the better boxer, better technician. He's got more experience with better resume.
Why did David whoop his ass when he was 20 years old when they sparred?
That's sparring, though. That means nothing.
But wait,
sparring means nothing.
Okay, so that was there.
So by that logic, Sergio Ramirez would have been.
I'm still waiting for an answer.
No.
He wasn't.
Real quick.
I'll give you an answer. Gvozdyk
One at a time, man. One at a time.
One at a
Hey,
time.
listen, real quick. I'll talk about it. Gvozdyk said it himself. He said, I was dominating sparring, but he also said, I don't like to make excuses, but since you're asking, like I was not in shape. I wasn't conditioned. I wasn't.
I mean,
He said David was in the middle of a training camp. He was in peak conditioning, and I wasn't
And he
in
was
shape.
coming off a jet lag as well too. He's fresh
Yeah,
off
and he's
playing
like,
these
it's okay,
finals.
no worries. Like,
Plus,
bro, that's
how long
I
ago
mean-
was that?
To be fair,
6-7 years ago.
Yeah, that was when David. That's the Gavril version of David versus the Adonis Stevens version of Gvozdyk. Okay, yeah, that was
I
a long
mean,
time ago. Exactly. Now David's better.
to be fair,
That's the
guys,
point.
Is he?
That's the point.
Wow.
sparring Benavidez, he's sparring with his walk around weight, so you're basically sparring a cruiserweight there.
Oh, are you sure he's not a heavyweight? Let's just go heavyweight. Might as well. I mean,
No, I'm
did you,
just saying
he's
because
small.
he said
Did you see everybody saying he's some monster? Did you see Gvozdyk, man? That guy's jacked out of his brains.
no, but
David looks skinny.
but the thing about the difference
David did not
is,
look skinny, my man.
the
He looks
thing
skinny
about the
fat to me, man.
difference is
Skinny
Gvozdyk, you
fat.
can tell that's his natural physique, and you can tell Benavidez he's drained to get there. Like you can see a lot of water around his body.
Yeah, what you
Okay,
can see on David is more or less what we saw on Navarrete right before the Berenchik fight. Like the physique is the same. You just look very soft in the body, very fleshy, and it just looks like what you carry around mostly is water and fat. That's what it looks like. So now you're in there with a bone. Like if you want to know why I'm picking Gvozdyk, it's because one, Benavidez gets away with a lot of things against guys who can't punch and guys who are smaller than he is. Well, that's not this guy. Two, clearly you can see Gvozdyk is a bona fide light heavyweight. He's a true light heavyweight. And that he's 37 years old and he can still make that weight, that tells me, okay, this guy takes care of himself in between the fights. He doesn't wait until he has a fight to start working, just doing some kind of work. It looks like he works year round because he's 37 with that fucking physique. Two,
He's a young 30. He's a young 37. Yeah.
and the other thing is, while yes, he's 37 and he took about 3 years off, I think that extended his boxing career because those are years that he wasn't getting punched up. Those are years that he wasn't getting wear and tear from several camps. I think he wins the fight. And I don't think, while I do agree with you on this, the one thing I think David has or might have is speed. But that's with punches that are not defensible. Those little shoe shines that you do at 168, I don't know. I don't think that shit is gonna work tomorrow, bro.
And to your point, Jules, he's not really being inactive because he's also been like the sparring partners of a lot of these guys like Canelo. He's been sparring partner of Usyk before the war. So he's really being active behind the scenes. So he's not like he's being in his house just eating potato chips and drinking Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Like he's been
David
being
like
like
he's
always
doing
in the
that
gym.
shit.
You know?
Hey, my
even
man
if
was
he's
tipsy. Hey, my
37.
man was tipsy at the Canelo fight. Y'all saw the video.
Yeah, he
tipsy
was.
as fuck.
Benavidez. But yo, real quick, just because he's 37 doesn't mean he's shop worn.
I agree. Like, yeah, you're not shop
Yeah.
worn just because you're 37. Look, Usyk's been more active, right, than Gvozdyk. He's what, 37 or 36, going on 37. He still had enough to beat a guy who was 47, 43 or whatever it was pounds heavier than he was. And I'm thinking Gvozdyk comes from that same ilk. It's the same amateur team. And while Better Beef beat him up, David ain't Better Beef, bruh. You think Caleb Plant would have went 12 rounds with fucking Artur Better Beef?
Oh,
No.
Jules, I'm glad
not
you've
even
said all of
close,
this.
not
Jules,
even
hang on.
close.
I'm glad you've said all of this. So tomorrow, I'm not going to hear any excuses from you, and
Bro,
you're going
when
to give
do
David.
yeah, but the shit
full
is,
credit.
I'm not the guy that you have to say that to. If David wins, I'll give him credit. I just don't think he's going to.
Yeah, but
if
a
he
lot of
wins,
people.
I'll give him credit.
Yeah, that's cool because a lot of people have been saying, "Oh, Gvozdyk's ancient. He's
No,
shot to pieces. All this
I
crap."
don't think you just heard me. I don't think
Yeah,
he's
that's cool.
ancient. I don't think he.
No,
I think this is a legitimate acid test. Like, no, this is a good fight. Like, why do you? I'm only buying the fucking pay-per-view for
Because of
this
that.
fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like to be clear, like I said, I got Gvozdyk edging it. But if Benavidez wins, he gets my motherfucking props. This is not
Alex,
an easy
So
fight.
Alex,
put
you,
this
no, you shut the fuck up, Alex. Don't come on here with that fucking fence riding, man. Because it's
No,
that's you know what
I got Gvozdyk winning.
No, all right, no, because you know what that shit sounded like. That shit sounded like, yeah, I got Gvozdyk unless David wins. That's what that shit sounded like.
No, listen, let me say it. Let me be clear. Don't twist it, bro. I said I got Gvozdyk winning But if David wins, he gets my respect because this is a hard fight, and I expected him to lose it.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I can fuck with that. No fence riding.
No doubt.
No.
I mean,
All right.
bro, have I ever fence road? Have I ever been on a fence?
We make fucking decisions, bro. That's what the fuck we do. We make decisions and we stand on that shit. Okay.
100%.
I got Gvozdyk, bro. And I waited until the very last minute with this fight because I know that I don't like David. I might not be objective. So I really had to think about it. And I'm watching him and I'm like, I just don't think you could get away with throwing leaping left hooks with this guy, bro. And that's what he do, dog. Lean over his lead foot, then you like a springboard, hop up and I'm like, nah, this dude, you can't do that, bro. He gonna counter the shit out of you, bro.
Yeah, I am in the same page with
Jason
in this regard. If I pick Gvozdyk to win the fight, but if David Benavidez wins in convincing fashion, I'm not gonna be there and trying to nitpick the fucking fight, saying no, it's because Alexander went there with the wrong game plan, or he was shot and was in the best condition, or something was wrong with. No, if David Benavidez wins, good. I'm gonna give you full credit.
I have a question for Mirage. I have a quick question for Mirage. Mirage, in all seriousness, do you have David beating? Do you have him beating Better Beef? And if you do, why?
I mean, I think we should go one step at a time. We can talk about that.
No. You've been telling me for years and everybody else for years that he beats Canelo, and that fight's nowhere near closer than Better
That is
Beef.
so true.
So with all due respect, no, I want you to break it down. Do you believe he can beat him? Yes
I think Beterbiev should stay away from David Benavidez.
Oh wow.
I think you're trolling. I think you're trolling. I think you're trolling. I think you're trolling. I think you're trolling because there's absolutely nothing David does better than this guy, and we know he doesn't punch. We know you don't punch harder than this guy because there's no way on this planet, in this solar system, in this universe that we're in, that Caleb Plant would go 12 rounds with Artur Beterbiev on an empty gas tank at that. For 4 rounds.
He did
no
one
way.
shot and he ended up in the ambulance right off the
way, bro. Ain't no motherfucking way.
Deep waters, man. Deep waters.
That's triangle theory. So you're talking about
it's not a triangle theory because they have the same base style. David is a pressure fighter, a volume puncher. So is Artur. That's just a fact. Forget the bullshit. And ain't no motherfucking way. David, you saying David is what, too strong for Artur? Bullshit. You wasn't strong enough to knock out Caleb Plant. And he was out of gas for 4 rounds.
Yep.
You're talking about the Arthur Beterbiev who went life and death with Anthony Yard. That's the Beterbiev you're talking about.
Because David wouldn't go life or death with Anthony
Yard's
Yard,
a good
right?
fighter. He would go life or
death. Anthony Yard's not an elite fighter.
You went life and death with Ronald Gavril, bro.
Are you saying Anthony Yard's like an elite level fighter now?
I'm saying he's better than Gavril. I'm saying he's better than Gavril, and you needed 2 fights. You needed 2 fights for 1 decisive win against Gavril. So don't poo-poo. So don't poo-poo on nobody, bro. Don't
pump powers activate.
And Beterbiev's been knocked down twice by some. Who's that UK? The UK dude.
Because David's never been knocked down.
The point, Jules. The point is, hang on. The point is, Arthur Beterbiev is not invincible. Yeah, he's a beast, but he's not invincible. So far, he has been, yeah.
Hey, who's got 100% knockout percentage at a higher weight, David or Artur?
Okay, yeah, he's got 19 fights, 19 knockouts.
Who's the smaller man?
Who's the smaller man, David or Artur?
Artur's smaller.
He is?
Beterbiev's smaller. Well, he's shorter.
Who's hairier?
He's very lean.
Who's hairier?
Bro, listen, man. Listen. Shout out to JX laughing my ass off. Mirage thinks David Benavidez will do better than Beterbiev in his fucking dreams.
But Jules,
shout out to
real.
Domo. Wait a minute. Shout out to Domo. Did y'all see that interview where he said he mastered the art of squaring his feet?
Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm breaking my no gambling law.
Let's see if Gvozdy's going to be laughing about this tomorrow.
Oh.
Let's see if Gvozdy's going to be laughing.
See, this is the shit. This is the shit that even if you beat Gvozdyk tomorrow, right? Let's just say you beat Gvozdyk tomorrow.
Mm.
You're on the spot because now you have a common opponent with Artur Beterbiev. You guys actually share the same base style. So don't call it a triangle theory. It's not that. We're going to see which one of you two guys is better with that base style. We're going to see because now you
I
have a
reckon
common
David's going to.
opponent.
I'll say it right now. David will look more impressive against Gvozdyk than Beterbiev.
We'll
I'll put
see.
it out there right now.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I don't know. We'll
Exactly.
see. But if he doesn't,
I'll put my hand up. I'll put my hand up. But
You
Jules, I
know?
know what I'm saying is now it's funny and it's amusing, but you thought 2 years ago when I said Canelo's going to duck David, you thought that was the most hilarious thing ever. You thought this motherfucker's trolling, and look where we are now.
I mean,
The
I
fight's
wouldn't
not
say
happening.
I
We're still
wouldn't say
waiting.
no, I wouldn't say that Canelo ducked him because who's the one who decided to petition for an interim title at 175 on the eve of being ratified as the mandatory? Mauricio already exposed you, boy. That's not my opinion.
But
All
at the end of the day,
all that shit. No. All that shit I just said is fact. It's not shit that I put together, me connecting dots. He was asked about it, and he exposed your boy months ago. It's very simple, bro. If you can make 168, then stay at 168 and stop crying about it. You go into 175, you can't shut the fuck up about Canelo. If it was really about Canelo, yo, dog, they was about to ratify you as the mandatory. Why are you now moving up?
but I think another fact we can say, if Canelo can pick up the phone and he can make fights anytime he wants, that's
Yeah,
another fact.
Rihanna could sit on my fucking face. That doesn't mean she wants to.
Well, I mean, why doesn't he want to? I mean, doesn't he want to beat him up?
Because
The guy can talk and
because
shit.
Rihanna could sit on a lot of faces. Canelo
Oh.
can fight a lot of people. David is only special to you. He only stands out to you. Like as much as the media is trying to hype this guy up, I'm sorry that Canelo doesn't think he's special, but I understand why.
Hang on, then
What
why
are
is he
you?
asking for
What
200
are
million
you?
if he's not special?
He,
Isn't he?
bro,
Come on.
the typical David Benavidez narrative. He threw out a ballpark figure out there, bro. He threw out a number out there. He never asked Turkey for that money. He never mentioned Turkey al-Sheikh.
But why is he even throwing that?
Your boy mentioned Turkey al-Sheikh.
All right.
Yep.
My question
Anyway,
is, are you done with Canelo or not? You keep saying you're done, but then you keep talking about him, but then you keep saying you're done. He's ducking you. He's scared of you. Okay, then stay at 175. Stop crying about it.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to come down. I think he's done. And I'm not
Okay,
looking
then.
at Canelo. I mean, I've accepted the reality. I mean, I'm glad you said if he fights Berlanga next, you're gonna call that out. You're gonna say that's
Yeah, I don't want to see a
Yeah,
Berlanga
we all
fight.
will,
I
bro. Nobody
don't.
wants to see that shit.
But I mean, I can't. What other options is there? I mean, to me, he looks like a prime candidate.
Well,
He
what I
does.
would say is that not because I want it, even though I don't mind it, I actually like the idea of the fight. Turkey's willing to offer that man cash money for Terrence Crawford. That's what he wants to make. The
But that
PBC
can't
being
happen in
in
September,
the
though.
P.
That can't happen in
I'm not saying it will. I've said it on many lives. Because he hasn't vacated his IBF yet, he might end up fighting that Skull guy while he waits for the Crawford fight. Because
Yeah.
Turkey wants to make that fight. I don't want to
Hey,
see him fight.
I heard
Wait a
they're
minute. Wait a
close.
minute.
And Jules.
I don't want to see a William Skull fight. I don't want to see a Berlanga fight. But the reality of it is Terrence is fighting in August, so Canelo can't fight him in September. And I don't know that David, if Canelo did call him and they were to try to make that fight, I don't know that you could make 168 on that schedule. I don't know.
Not safely or naturally. I know that much.
Right? Like you would have to get on something, bro. If you fought in June, in the middle of June,
dangerous,
and
man.
then what
That's
you gonna you gonna take the rest of June off, I'm gonna assume, right? You take the rest of June off. At some point at the end of July, you're gonna have to start the camp.
Assuming you took
Turnaround's too
no
quick.
significant damage from your fight with Gvozdyk. You know what I mean?
That's the other thing. Assuming you don't get cut, assuming you don't get hit, you don't get dropped, nothing happens.
Yeah.
I heard
But I am
Turkey's
sick of talking about Canelo. I am sick of it
Bro,
personally.
I'm
so.
bored. Bro, I'm bored with the shit because I've been saying this is not Canelo Golovkin. I don't even feel like I understand that monetarily there is a desire to see the fight. So I have to acknowledge that if you made the fight, I personally think it would do over 1 million pay-per-view buys. It's a big fight in the commercial sense, but in the curiosity sense for me, no, I don't even put this in the same file cabinet as Canelo versus Golovkin. That was intriguing to me. intriguing. This is a basic ass fighter who's soft in the body, who's used to having a size advantage until he fights a puncher. Then once he fights a puncher, you'll see what I've been seeing the whole time.
Well, Jules, maybe tomorrow you might change your mind a little bit. Let's see.
Maybe,
might be
but
surprised.
but I got Gvozdyk winning.
But I'm glad.
like I
I
said,
was
I'm
actually waiting for your pick. Hang on, I was waiting for Jules' pick, and I'm glad you picked Gvozdyk, because if you would have picked the hype job, I would have questioned, how much you believe that. But you picked Gvozdyk, so
Wait, did you just admit that David is a hype job?
no, quote unquote hype job. That's Jules' position. He's called him so.
Because I do think he's a
good
hype
guy.
job.
Okay,
I
that's
do
fine.
think he's a hype job. No career of any elite fighter or special fighter looks like David's. None.
Okay. I mean,
none.
You mean the youngest champion in a division? I mean,
So
okay.
what kind of a statistic is that? Oh, because he's the
It's
youngest.
a pretty
guy
rare one.
He's
I
not.
mean,
He's
pretty rare.
because he's the youngest one to win the super middleweight title. That's like if I said that Zerto Ramirez being the first Mexican-born super middleweight champion is some kind of a statistic. So what? Who did you fight
anyway.
at? Who did you actually fight at super middleweight? Who?
I'm not going to argue whether he's hype job or not. That's your position.
I'm just
That's cool.
asking. I'm just asking a question. This is the same question that I would ask about
question?
literally any and every other fighter. Who did you fight at super middleweight? Because you were there for a very, very long time. Who's the best guy that you fought at super middleweight?
I think you could say ultimately he had a solid resume after Caleb Plant, Andre.
I disagree.
So you don't even think it reaches solid?
I disagree. Yes, because for the amount of time, it's the same as Wilder to me. You were there for a decade. Who's the best guy you fought that decade then? Because you were there for a fucking decade. Who's the best guy you fought?
Julius,
wait a minute. So I stayed at super middleweight for 10 years so that I could fight Caleb Plant after
Andre, Durrell. I mean,
There's a battle plan for you.
Durrell, he fought Durrell, the one who struggled with Avni Yildirim, right? That Durrell, the one who couldn't knock out Avni Yildirim.
That's cool. Hey, let's just see tomorrow. Let's see how this hype job performs.
Bro,
we're gonna see.
Chris Eubank knocked out, and he made it look like he did it when Avni was unbeaten. He did the shit fast and went home. Not
Is
Durrell.
this the same Durrell that got knocked the fuck out by Caleb Plant, who can't punch?
Bro.
Before Durrell, he was only 22 years of age. Look at the prospects coming up today at 22.
He wasn't 20. He was not 20. No. He was not 22 when he fought Durrell. He was not 22 when he fought Durrell. What are you talking about? He was 22 when he was 22, 23 when he fought Ronald Gavril. That's who he fought at that age.
Jules,
Nobody with a pulse.
Jules, he became champion at 20 in the first fight versus
you say,
Gavril.
bro. You know what happened? You know what happened when he was 22? Badu Jack moved up in weight and vacated his WBC title after the draw with DeGale. That's why he became a champion. If he would have had to fight Badu Jack, I wonder what would have happened. I don't know. I wonder what would have happened. But as always, it matters who you beat for the title. You didn't beat nobody for the title.
Okay.
It was vacant. It was vacant.
No, Durrell was the reigning world champion.
I'm not playing. The weird thing about these guys that get fixated on one fighter is they always act like I'm playing with a different set of rules than I play for everybody else when I'm just treating him how I treat everybody else. These are the same questions I would ask about every fighter, male or female. Who'd you beat for that belt? And who was he?
By the way,
did he beat?
Hey, that's like tanking when they announce him as 5-time world champion. I'm like, shut the fuck, bro.
Oh, so you WB? No wait, he's the WBA lightweight champion. Who did he beat for that title?
Nobody.
Oh,
bro.
No.
Well,
it's the same. It's the same thing.
Every time.
Listen, you know what Tank beat to get that belt? A bad internet connection. That's what he did because he's an email champion.
As soon as he restarted his router. Once he restarted his router, he got the email. The title was in there, bro. You know,
it's the vacant.
So all
email, president, bro.
So
Yeah,
all I'm
Tank-
saying about David, the weirdest thing about, like, there's a dude named Jacob Perez in the comments of the video I uploaded about the fight, and you should go look at the ham sandwich of a paragraph that he left me. Like, bro, do you want me to pick who you pick? Will that make you happy? I have to pick who you pick to win the fight. I have to pick David, or you're gonna get upset. These are very weird people, dog.
Are
Like,
you
no,
talking
I
about
don't
your
have David winning, bro. I'm sorry.
Are you talking about your buddy Jerry?
No, a
Jerry's a
dude
cool
named
dude.
Jacob Perez. Jacob Perez. If you go to the video I did where Teddy Atlas is on the thumbnail, you'll see a ham sandwich of a paragraph about the guy belly aching over how I phrase things. Bro, what the fuck do you want me to do? Pick who you pick to make you happy so you won't get upset? I got to pick
No,
who
he
you
wants-
pick?
He wants you to be really impressed with Benavidez' win over Demetrius Andrade, the 2-weight world champion who never beat a world champion.
Bro, I'm sorry that if you can't see that for what it is, that honestly it's an oddity for you to have been in a given weight that long. At least 2 to 3 of the champions were on your side of the street. Uzcategui was IBF champion. Caleb Plant was IBF champion. Badu Jack was WBC champion. There were champions there. There were scalps there that even if you get into the politics and what fights were feasible at the time, you still didn't fight shit. You still didn't fight shit. So I'm sorry that I point that out. But yeah, I think that matters. I do think that matters. Because if you had fought a Zerto, a Groves, an Uzcategui, a Plant when he was a champion, a Smith, and you would have beat those guys, then I would have more confidence in you. The reason I don't have confidence in you is because none of that happened. None of it. You didn't prove you were the best in show at 168. It's not like when Crawford moved up to 140 to 147. No, it's nothing like that because Crawford was undisputed at his weight. What were you? Sorry.
I mean, at this point in time, yeah, obviously nobody's going to convince you other than what David does in the ring.
I said, if you're going to prove me wrong, prove me wrong.
Yep.
But I will say, I mean, there's still 24 hours to go to the fight. You guys still have time to reconsider. You know, just a friendly tip.
I like I like living dangerously, bro. I always add extra bacon. If I think you're a hype job, I'm gonna operate on that assumption until you prove me wrong.
How many
Mirage,
pounds?
far be it for me to criticize your knowledge of boxing, but if my option is to put a faith in a 37-year-old former world champion / Olympian, or a guy who says he mastered the art of squaring up, yeah, I'm going to go with the Olympian.
How many pounds does he gain in 24 hours? He can put 25 pounds on before they.
I mean, I think he's going to come in tomorrow at or around 190. I think. You talking about David, right?
Of course. Who else?
Maybe more. 190, maybe more, dog. I think so. If you see him in a fucking Demetrius Andrade fight, he looked like fucking Goliath in there, bro. He looked like a giant. They didn't even look like they were in the same weight class. Technically, they weren't.
I'm surprised how good Gvozdyk looks like. He's shredded and ripped, man. Like he was he's a natural. See, that guy's a natural athletic dude. He walks around athletic.
I would just say I would say that I honestly wholeheartedly believe the difference between them is while David is getting sloshed at Pacheco fights, Gvozdyk doesn't wait until he has a fight to train. That's what I see because you get a physique like that over a long period of time and repetition. That's not something you don't get there overnight.
The Terrence Crawford.
I do remember something about Gvozdyk. The moment a couple of months after he retired after the Better View fight, he went to do something like it wasn't a sport, but it wasn't anything related with boxing.
It was a business. Didn't he get into business?
It was banking. It was banking. It had something to do with banking. That's what it was.
Now I remember.
It was banking. It was a financial.
Who was the guy that was doing calisthenics or something like that after he retired?
I don't know.
Was that guy?
I don't know.
I was that. I don't remember his name, but it was the guy that Bernard Hopp is fucking with.
The what?
Jermaine Taylor.
No, the white
Pavlik.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a bodybuilder now. Yeah,
he's a bodybuilder.
Yeah, he's jacked, huge.
Shout out to JX. In all honesty, David Benavidez to win tomorrow, he will need to do a lot of things way better than what he does at 168. Walking in like a mummy won't win you the fight.
JVX, we're going to see the same Benavidez do the same thing Benavidez style.
Okay, dog. Like if you say so, bro.
Mirage, if the same Benavidez shows up, he loses this fight badly, bro.
Mirage, you're not going to run away.
I'm sticking by my guns. You know I stick by my guns.
No,
you're
does.
not going to run away. You're not going to run to a safe space, are you? If you
my man
you're
about
going to come
to
back here and take your medicine, right?
Shout out to Fight Flight Boxing. Classic Mirage logic eludes him just like pussy. Now let's not get personal, gentlemen. Let's
your
not
mom
do
will
that.
disagree.
I know Mirage. I know he gets laid out there, bro. I can just tell. Like he's cooling, monotone. Yeah. He probably busted a nut right before he came on here.
He gets laid by David.
Mirage, you're not going to disappear if he loses, right? You'll be back here. You can.
He's not going to disappear. He's not.
No guarantees. I mean,
no, come on. Are you kidding me, Mirage? That's bullshit.
All I'm saying is,
hey, Mirage,
I'm probably going to be here facing the music. I'll be on during the stream if there's room. I'll be on.
You stay in the pocket.
Yeah, I remember you came on after the Plant fight, and
I was on during the Plant fight. Yeah.
So,
but you admitted it was a bad performance, though.
All right, everybody, calm down.
Yeah.
So I think everybody has Gervonta knocking out Frank, right? Because Frank looked dead up there. He looked fucking
he did not.
Dead is dead, bro. Like he's dead. Like, everybody's.
Tank was sitting there
I had
staring
Tank
at him,
stop him
and
anyway.
Frank was not even looking at him. He looked like food.
Yeah, that's the.
Let's just say that Frank had a higher jump. Let's just say that Frank had a higher jump and didn't stick the landing.
Yeah. I mean,
let's be honest. We all had Tank.
You know what,
Frank?
Frank?
The moment it was put
Martin, though, man. Yeah, that's true. Martin, but he strikes me as the kind of dude that don't like the yipping and yapping. You know what I mean? Like he tries to avoid it. He just
but not just the demeanor. He looked unhealthy at that shit, man. Like his whole cheekbone.
You meant physically.
Yeah, like he looked drained. Like his cheekbones were sticking out and all of that.
Hey, panel. I'll tell y'all right now. I don't give a fuck if he came in looking like Rocky, bro. He's still gonna get his ass whooped. I'm sorry. He's just not as good.
I mean, he looked like a ghost.
Yeah, I agree. Like, so I think everybody's settled on that. Does anybody have the Australian upsetting the Puerto Rican tomorrow?
Nah.
Bottle. Does anybody have Bottle? Liam Bottle?
Absolutely not.
No way.
Okay.
What do I look like? D-style?
I'm taking the upset, man.
Good. Take the up. Don't just take.
Do it.
Don't just take the shit just to take the shit. Now, like, do you think he has what it takes to win the fight?
Well, but here's why. I've only seen the amount of Paro and Matias fights I've seen. You know what? I can go with Paro. I feel comfortable.
Okay.
I feel comfortable.
Shout out to John Destruction. Troncovidas gets exposed tomorrow night. Yeah, man. I don't see it any other way, dog. I think it's just his time.
Troncovidas,
bro. Like, I think it's just his time,
sidestep
bro.
uppercut.
I don't know. It's just I had to take my time with it because I know that I don't like him, and I do wonder: am I being fair? Am I looking at this objectively? And I just saw all the red flags. Like, yeah, I just don't see what the fuck you gonna do, bro. I don't see what you gonna do. This looked like one of them moments where like people gonna be shocked. They're gonna be like, oh shit, you know. So,
I got a question for you guys though. Do you think that since David did say that he's 200 pounds walking around, do you think the less weight cut will help him? Because he had to train a lot to get to 168. So do you think his power is going to go?
That's what I mentioned earlier.
Feel better. He'll feel better. I think that he'll feel better. You know that he'll have energy, but I don't think he's going to have. To me personally, I don't think he's going to have more power. Personally, I think his power will be about the same because I don't think he's that strong a puncher.
Just watching the weigh, and you see the size discrepancy. He looks like a bigger Mikey Garcia, all flabby.
Yeah, he
no
looked
definition.
He looked fat and flabby, bro. Like that's all I see. Like I don't know, dog. It just looked like when you go into a camp, it's not for boxing. It's just to lose weight. That's what you go into a camp to do.
He's always
like,
flabby though, you know. I mean, or dad body ish.
Yeah, but it's that you wow young like that though, bro.
Yeah, you too young. You're
And
27.
here's
Like, come
another
on, bro.
thing.
You
Yeah,
supposed
but
to you in
still,
the
man.
prime of your testosterone, and you look like that.
And here's
Yeah,
another
like you
thing,
in your
man.
It's still dad body
mid-20s,
though.
bro.
He's old dad body. That's what I'm saying.
I
And
got
here's another thing that
Gvozdyk.
Look like a
I'm
bag
picking
of
Gvozdyk.
water.
I'm on
Yeah.
record with FanDuel picking Gvozdyk. I think we're gonna see a Mikey Garcia fist bump from David every fucking round.
I think what I'm thinking is we're gonna see a better version of Berenchik versus Navarrete because that's what I like in the fight most too. There are too many parallels there that when Navarrete moved up, yeah, Navarrete is younger than Berenchik. Berenchik is in his mid to late 30s, like Gvozdyk is in his mid to late 30s. Berenchik is Ukrainian, Gvozdyk is Ukrainian. They're from the same amateur team. And like I said, those guys aren't fat asses. They're not dicking around in between fights. They're just doing more athletic, manly shit, bro.
And Navarrete is the same as David. They're getting sauce between fights, and he had to go to 35 because he's not disciplined enough to make 30.
Gvozdyk also has the intangibles on his side by all the Lomas and the Usyks and the Berenchiks winning might motivate him as well. So I am thinking.
Yeah, when
Gvozdyk
he's
is gonna-
seeing all his amateur brothers winning belts, Berenchik, like that's the point I made in the video I uploaded. You seeing all your amateur brothers winning these belts, yeah, you're gonna want to turn on too. And a part of what really sold me is he didn't deny that he got beat up in sparring. That's what sold me. They're like, yeah, if you believe, if it's me and I'm saying that, it gotta be because I'm like, man, that shit ain't about nothing. That's a sparring session, bro. I'm about to fuck this man up.
Yeah.
That's the only. In other words, I'm trying to put myself in his shoes to where how are you cool with saying that? And I'm like, yeah, the only way I could be cool with saying that is if I were confident that I'm winning tomorrow. Like, yeah, that was a sparring session. That was 7 years ago. Different circumstances, bro.
Yeah, I mean, 7 years is a freaking bloody long time, man. I mean,
That's what I'm saying, dog.
sparring
Like-
don't do nothing.
It's the same thing with
And here's another
it's the
thing.
same thing with Zerto and Bivol. Zerto banked his whole win on I fucked him up in sparring.
And that's all I heard. That's all I heard
That's
about the
right.
infamous sparring
Hey.
session.
And then who won the
Right.
fight?
And we all know how that works, yeah. But and here's another thing that goes against Benavidez, man. I'm looking at Gvozdyk and I'm like, yo, my man had that long night. Now there's like you have inactivity, you got breaks, so like a year and a half or two, it's like dangerous. But when you do a 3-year break, man, we're talking about healing for real. And then in the last year,
that's the shit
in
I
the
said.
last
That I'm
year,
like, that's 3
dude,
years he
yeah,
wasn't
there's a
putting his
difference.
body through the rigors of a camp.
And then
That's
hold
3
up,
years
and
he
then-
wasn't getting
Yes.
punched in the face.
Yep.
Well,
and
remember
here's
this.
the better part.
Remember this.
In the last year,
Remember this.
he's fought
Vlad had that
3
2-year
fucking
Vlad
times
had
in the
that
last
2-year
year.
layoff.
Hey, hold
Y'all
on, man.
gotta
I
let
ain't
each
talk,
other
bro. Yo,
talk.
fam, hold up, fam. I said, and in the last year, since he came back active, 3 fights in the last year. And I don't know about y'all, but I did not see a 36, 37-year-old man in those last 3 fights.
That's what I'm. All right. If the fight is available for those that have not seen it, it's a Marv Nation show because the other 2 shows were Canelo fights. He don't look slow. He don't look flat. He really don't look like, yo, this dude is wow. Oh, I'm like, nah, his timing is on point. All of that. So, and it could be because I think it was fucking Jose or somebody that said it, that he also spars a lot of guys. He's been sparring a lot of guys.
And so
when
right
you
now,
don't see him.
Exactly. So as it stands right now, comparing them to, David is the dude with ring rust.
Well, think of Vlad against AJ. Vlad had a 2-year layoff, and he came back looking better than he did with the Fury fight.
Exactly. So
guys, this is giving me Fury Wilder vibes all over again. A guy that was inactive for 3 years, a guy that he picked because he thought he was gonna beat easily. Like this is giving me Fury Wilder vibes. A guy that picked tomato cans for 10 years, weight bullying. Like,
Hey,
Fury had
the
those 2
Ukrainians are
layoffs.
on fire right now.
It's history
Ukrainians
repeating
is on
itself.
fire.
Yeah, Fury had those two tomato cans first, but like just like Gvozdyk fought like 2 guys, so he warmed up already before going into that fight.
Not 3 guys now, shit. Because but that's a good thing, Like I see the parallel. I didn't even think about that. They're like, yeah, there's a parallel in there for that. That you picked this guy for the same reason Wilder picked Fury.
Gvozdyk was coming out of some sort of depression because of what happened in the Stevenson fight and how he got beat against Beterbiev, and like now he's coming back with a vengeance. Like, man,
And this
like,
guy
this
hits
just has
hard.
a lot of similarities.
He does.
Yeah, that's a good super chat. That's a good question.
Shout out to Ruben. Enjoy Ring IQ. Where would you rank Crawford at 147 in the days of De La Hoya, Trinidad, Cordy, Mosley, late 90s. I'll be honest, that's a very live era of welterweight. That's a very live era. But the most I'll say, without getting too out there, is I think Crawford would have been able to hang with those guys. I do. His stopping power is proven at that weight, and I understand that those fighters are of a higher caliber. I think the most dangerous fight would be the Trinidad fight. Trinidad was a big welterweight, if you remember. He's about 5'10", and he punched like a fucking mule, and he was a southpaw. So I think that would be the most dangerous fight for Crawford if you did put him in a time machine. But, without getting too into it, because I don't want to say he'd get beat or who he'd beat, I do think he would be able to hang with those guys. I absolutely do. I've said it many times. Crawford is one of the few fighters in this era that I think you could drop him in other eras and he would be able to hold his own.
Out of those four, making him Crawford number 5, I would rank Crawford number 3.
I mean, Oscar in his prime was very fucking fast. That's
That's
thing.
what I'm saying. Oscar and Trinidad, I would put above Crawford in that era.
De La Hoya had power, speed, size. He
was weird. He was like a boxer, puncher, but boxer at the same time, bro. He was that. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. And he was spiteful too. Like people tend to forget that. Oscar was spiteful, dog. He'll try to fuck you up in there, bro. Like he will.
Oscar was the shit back in the day.
Young Oscar was a fucking savage, man.
I put Oscar.
Freshness and all, he was no bitch, man.
Yeah, he just dressed like one.
Hey, he did it backwards, man. You're supposed to be weird when you're young and then calm down when you get older. He was cool when he was young. Then when he got older, he got weird. You know what I mean?
Bro, he's getting super, bro. You didn't see you selling gas station dick pills, bro?
Bro, he's hard, bro. He's awesome. Hey, he's hard for that. And he got his little.
You gotta be a tough motherfucker to use your
robotic AI fingernails all over him. He's like,
you gotta be a tough motherfucker. You gotta be a tough motherfucker to put your whole face in a commercial for dick pills, bro. You must just be the most confident motherfucker on earth, bro.
Either that or the freakiest motherfucker, one of the two.
Motherfucker, hey,
yeah, that's right. I use,
bro. He's weird. He's a party animal, and he's in the fucking boxing Hall of Fame, bro. Damn.
I use rhino dust.
I use dick pills, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't give a fuck, bro. Like, all right, bro. All right, Oscar. Because, motherfucker ain't going to talk so much shit, whoop their ass. So that's probably where the confidence comes from. But you got to be a confident motherfucker to sell dick pills, bro. That's crazy out here, B.
You know what I mean? Like, shit.
Even in press conferences, him challenging Canelo like that and talking shit and whatnot. He wasn't like that when he was at press conferences when he was a fighter.
Yeah, he was actually a lot more spoken at press conferences, man.
But don't get him mad because look what happened to the few people that did.
Hey, y'all. Speaking of, let me throw this out there. Speaking of press conferences, I forget who the fuck posted it. It's all over social media on YouTube. You see the cat who did the video with Benavidez and his homeboy, and homeboy's mad, coked up, holding the belt and shit, looking crazy.
Oh, I seen that shit. Yeah, I seen that shit.
I was like, yo, my man got a point, because I was self-employed when I was younger, you know what I'm talking about? So I know that look when I see one, man. I was like, yep.
Yeah, that dude was hot out of his mind. But that goes back to what that Bible verse. Show me who you hang out with, and I'll show you who you are. Well, you hang out with fucking cokeheads. So
did you see Goldust Davis slide in that ring?
Yeah, man, that dude is a whole homo, bro.
He be hanging out with Odell Beckham Jr. And
somebody actually got mad at me on Twitter. What was it, yesterday? It was either yesterday or the day before, because I said, yo, the dude is wild zesty. And he's like, why you always saying that? Or something like that. Just why you saying he's zesty? Why does it and I posted the picture of him hugged up with Broner. Like, yo, why y'all acting? Why is y'all acting like this? Why is y'all acting like this dude is not a whole homo? He's a homo, bro. Like, yeah.
Hey, I was
right?
On Boxing Gems live. I was on a live with Boxing Gems. This is a couple months back, man. Maybe a few months back. And it was the Tank Garcia fight, maybe. I think it was Tank and somebody. Anyway. But I threw a little joke in there about him being a little zesty, you know what I mean? A little side hand and shit. And bro, they're so professional over there. Everybody just shut me down. I was like, okay, hey, whoa, we're not going that route. Let's keep it professional. I was like, oh, okay. Bro, I never went back on another live again. I was like, y'all so fucking boring, man. Like,
nah, I'm gonna call that motherfucker a homo because his fucking fans act like you talking about they man. You know what I'm saying? Like they standing by they man. They get all mad at you and try to dox you and shit. Like bro, y'all like that motherfucker too much. And
Man, he's straight as a circle. Come on now.
Hey, Jules,
I'm
that
saying?
picture you posted though was of him and Broner was on point though. You're all because of this. I think I had no argument back.
Because he didn't say nothing back. Because what the fuck you gonna say? The most that I'm gonna say is not only did I show you that he's a homo, now I think you're a homo too. Because why are you denying it? That dude is into men, bruh, and so are you. All right, you motherfucker. That's why you going up the bat for him. He was trying to turn it into a race thing. Is why I got upset. Why you saying why every time a black man shows a personality like this, he gotta be zesty? Because he is fucking zesty, bro.
Wait, he really tried to turn that shit into
Yes, but that's
what the
literally
fuck?
he really tried to turn it into some type of shit. I'm like, bro, this dude is a homo, bro. What are you talking about? Is that how you be hugged up with your mans? When y'all roll to the club 10 deep or whatever, that's what y'all do in the back of the club? Y'all be hugged up on each other and shit like that?
You be at the Rainbow Club.
Nah, we got man laws, bro. There's man laws and man codes out here, bro. Hell no. There's proper etiquette and conduct. That shit ain't right, bro.
Yeah, like don't try to fucking virtue signal me with that bullshit. And that's what I be saying, man. Is stop misappropriating real issues for your personal shit, because it ain't got nothing to do with race. I'm not talking about entire race of people. I'm talking about one fucking butterball that has sugar in his gas tank. I ain't talking about a whole nation of motherfuckers. I'm talking about him. You trying to apply that to everybody. You trying to turn that into, oh, you saying that about everybody. Motherfucker, if the shoe fit, then wear it. You must be a homo too then, I guess. If the shoe fit, wear it, motherfucker. If you felt like it was about you, maybe it was. Oh, gay ass shit. That's
Hey,
why
it be like that sometimes, man.
Yeah, motherfuckers, like I said, that what people like about Tank has nothing to do with boxing. Nothing to do with it.
100%.
They want to punch you.
What's there to like?
That's what I'm saying. Like, look at tomorrow's fight. Look at tomorrow's fight as an example. Even Leonard, in so many words, said that this dude is not on Tank level. Okay, then why did you pick him? Because you picked him. You picked him, bro. You making it seem like, yo, this dude don't even belong in the same ring with Tank. All right, then why y'all fighting him? I ain't fight Shakur.
Yep.
Yeah, you acted like you had no options. You had Shakur. You could have made a fight with Devin. He wouldn't have fought Ryan Garcia. You could.
Hey, and you know what? You know what else I just realized? Look at these narratives. So we're talking about how they paint these narratives, right? When do all this bullshit and hype all shit, like you said, it's not even about boxing. It's about all kinds of other shit. Look, man. Every fucking boxer right now who's got a narrative around them that makes them seem like they're better than they are. I hate to say it because I'm a proud one, but they're Americans. It ain't the fucking
I've been saying,
South American fighters. It ain't the Latin American fighters. It ain't the Europeans.
All the good things that are happening in the sport right now, with the exception of Terrence Crawford, who I view as the last great American fighter so far. You know,
bro, my
right?
God.
But it's like all the nonsense and bullshit and gossip and girl shit. It's if it ain't Ryan, it's Javante. If it ain't, it's like, bro, like, what is this shit, dog? Housewives of Atlanta, what is this shit? Right? Drama Kings.
And all the other boxers from all the other countries ain't none of them participating in
You know what I'm saying? He knew he just fight motherfuckers. Like, y'all just hate that little motherfucker. And all he just fight motherfuckers and knock their ass out. That's it. I'm not here for nothing else. That's what I'm here to see.
And every American he encounters, he fucking put to sleep.
Fuck out of here.
Did you see the boxing scene article where they're trying to make a thing about Inoue apparently has other plans with TJ Donahue. He doesn't want his WBA mandatory with MJ. I'm like, okay, that's two dudes who are only vaguely aware of Inoue's plans. You don't know that for a fact. And even if it is true, so what? Be the first easy fight he took in how many years?
It ain't even that. They're all easy fights for him. What the fuck are we doing? Like, yeah, of course. I think MJ would beat TJ. I think he did beat TJ though. No. Roman beat TJ Doheny and MJ beat Roman, right? The point is, bro, you're not going to tell me you're such a big fan of MJ that you're doing this. No, what you're doing is you were waiting for something bad to say. That's all it is. You were waiting for something you could use against this guy because so far he doesn't really give you anything to complain about. You're not going to tell me you're so beside yourself waiting for the MJ fight. Like, no, like, come on, dog. Come
The
on,
same
dog.
MJ who lost it to Paulus, who in a way already
That
dominated.
he knocked out, right? Like,
Right.
come on, B. Come on, like, come on, B. Like the shit. It's nauseating to see him do it though, because I'm like, yo, dog. When did Americans become like this? Because it's really disgraceful to be honest. Like, when did America become like this? Because
When
we
the
didn't used to be
PBC,
like this.
when the PBC was born,
I guess it bred an entire mentality. Because I'm like, yo, when did we become so petty and so I don't know, childish?
Julius, if you're gonna be real, for me, it's fair to say that Americans have always been like this. The only difference is now things are not happening really in America. We are talking about boxing. So
I disagree. I'm gonna say we had a right to be this. Well, you're right. You're right. We've always been this way, but before we had a right to be that way because we produced the best boxers.
Mhm.
Now we don't. We don't produce the best Olympians. We don't produce the best amateurs, and no, we do not produce all the best boxers by any stretch of the imagination. We don't.
And things are not happening here because maybe it's not about the boxer, because in Saudi Arabia there is no boxing, there is no local boxing scene, but they are bringing boxing to Saudi Arabia because they have the money, and the United States of America has the money, but they're not interested in fucking boxing anymore. That's a reality. The casual fans goes to the boxing not really because of boxing. They don't fucking watch Ryan Garcia because he's a boxer. They watch him because other reasons. So is with Gervonta Davis because they're gay.
Yeah, I can attest to that. There is a generational divide in how people watch boxing nowadays.
Nah, I mean, but that is true because it's like the thing with Spence. Like, bro, y'all motherfuckers not still capping for this dude because of no boxing shit, bro. I used to say it before Crawford beat him that he don't fight often enough for you to be that fanatical over him. He literally doesn't fight enough for you to be that high on him. So what it really is yo, dog, you just want to fuck him, bro. Like, that's what the shit is, bro. It ain't no boxing shit.
they want to be
You hear
fucked
that
by him.
bro. What you're talking about, you hear that every morning on the Boxing Voice.
Well, some real like the motherfucker that caught the boxing voice. He's like, y'all don't deserve my dignity. Y'all don't deserve him. Retire. Like, yo, what are you, his wife?
Squad, we love you, bro.
Or the guy that called coach went to kill him.
No, remember the dude that called that he was crying before they put him in the ring with Zhang? Before they put Wilder in the ring with Zhang, the dude called in crying, no, don't fight that Chinese man. Like, yo, bro, what? Like, what?
Trying to set you up.
They trying to, you know, like, huh? Like, so what are you here to see, bro? If you're not here. If you're not here to see people get laid the fuck out, then what are you here for, bro?
Well, the guy just set you up by putting you in the ring with a top 10 heavyweight.
The world will never know.
Or the guy that called coach to threaten to kill him, to putting Spence in his mouth. He was like, he he called up Coach Malachi and then Malachi and threatened to kill him on the air.
Yeah, a lot of y'all motherfuckers, it's really on some real shit. I ain't gonna get on my political shit, but Alex Jones was right about them frogs, man. He was right about them frogs, man.
He actually was. That's kind of scary thing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, cause y'all motherfucker, like, you see, y'all not watching boxing for boxing. Y'all watching that shit for some other kind of reason, man. Cause like, no, don't put him in the ring with a good fighter. Why not? Why not? Bro, like,
ruin his reputation.
They don't like seeing the man get hurt. That's all I see, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like motherfucking y'all deserve Spence. You know, he didn't look like, yo, you like, huh? Like, this not real. This is a cartoon. This is not real.
We love you, my nigga. Like, what?
Yo, I heard that shit. But it really sounded like a Clue mixtape. You know what I'm saying? It sound like a clue mix. Yo, Bone Squad, we bringing it back, baby. Like, huh? You alright? You gonna get it back in blood? Like, I was like, yo, this shit really sound like an old clue mixtape. Be like, you good? It's what you lose. You gonna be happy?
To be in the same room. To be in the same room with those people as they watched Deontay Wilder spin like a top from getting hit by Shank.
The fucking best part about that soundbite was at the end, fuckness.
Yeah, I don't even know why he said like, yo, what did I do? You know what I'm saying? Fuck. I was like, yo, what's the matter with these dudes, B? Yo, remember that? He said that whole shit. He was like, fuck man. I was like, yo, why, bro? What did he do?
So Aggie.
Yo, some real shit. Like, motherfuckers been on, yo, not for nothing. I'm gonna say the whole year and a half, the last year and a half, 2 years, yo, motherfuckers really been on edge because of this shit, B. Like, we can't take it no more, bro. Like, Fulton lost, Spence lost, Wilder lost, he got knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Yo, don't let Javante lose tomorrow, man. If Frank find the only punch in Texas that has ever been thrown, and he knock out fucking B, it's a wrap, dog.
I will die laughing. Like,
That is
bro,
the Death Star exploding on itself.
It's gonna be riots, bro. Don't let Tank lose. I like, yo, don't even lose tomorrow, Tank. It's gonna be riots if he lose, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
if I were Ness, I would cancel the whole show for a week.
Did anybody notice that Tank seemed a little bit different in these press conferences? To me, it's almost like the way he's acting, almost like it covers up some sort of insecurity or something. He looks. I never seen him like jumpy.
I think there is nervous energy. Like, I can only describe it as nervous energy because he's not normally that animated in the buildup of a fight. Like, he's not normally that animated. That could be a lot of things. It could be nervous energy, or it could be that he's not with Mayweather anymore and he's just more comfortable in this situation that he's in, because that could also be comfortability that we're looking at, that you don't got to deal with Mayweather no more. You coming back, this motherfucker's half dead, you gonna knock him out, so you just having fun with it. It could be that. Like, I don't know if it's nervous energy or just him having fun. It could be both.
I have a theory. The reason Gervonta Davis is acting this way is nervous, is worried, because in a couple of weeks we are gonna find out with evidence that Gervonta Davis is not the face of boxing. Because those pay-per-views are gonna come. Yeah. And when that fucking pay-per-view, I think there was a possibility that those pay-per-views don't even get published.
Nah, yeah.
And that moment, nobody is gonna go say Gervonta Davis is the face of boxing.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but the shit is that they've been trying. Like, what I noticed the last, I'm gonna say 4 years, is they tried to compartmentalize it. Oh, that he's the face of boxing for the Americans. No, he's not. But y'all know I ain't comfortable with all this race shit, man. But that's what motherfuckers was trying to say, that because Canelo is Mexican, he can't be the American face of boxing because he's from Mexico. So they was trying to say, oh, it's Javante. I'm like, yeah, that don't work like that, dog. The dude that sells the most pay-per-views in America is Canelo. That's the face of boxing. If there were a face of boxing here in this country, it would be Canelo, because he don't need nobody to sell nothing. Not really. He could do 4 to 5 with John Ryder, bro. He did that with John Ryder.
Yeah, and if you're gonna be that nitpicking, and it has to be an American, that title is gonna go to Ryan, sadly.
Yeah, that's the other shit. Because
the guy you beat.
The real shit is that Ryan and Devin did 5. That's the number that's out there. They did 5. This shit this weekend, like, I'm not trying to poo-poo on it. I'm really not, but I'm like, yeah, I don't think this shit gonna do 5.
I'm streaming the shit out of that fight. Fuck them motherfuckers.
And this is with a good undercard fight with Benavidez and Prograis there too.
Yeah, because this is actually a good card, to be real. Like, yeah, you got Adames versus Gaucher. That's not a bad fight. You got Elijah Garcia versus I don't know who the fuck he fighting.
Pato versus
No, Paro versus
Russell?
cosa. No, es una carteleta diferente, manín.
Oh, so
It's a
who is Gary and Russell fighting?
Oh, Gary is fighting Puello. He's fighting Puello. That's
I
a
get
good
those names
fight though.
confused.
That's a good fight, bro.
Yeah.
That
For
is
no
honestly
belt.
like no bullshit. That's
So the names on this card. Their names on
imbécil. Fucking imbécil.
Bro, esta gente caga carreras, bro. Like,
Yo,
who's
dog, like it
advising
is.
these
Yo, I'm
idiots?
so mad that I didn't make a video about that. You fucking idiot, bro. You fucking idiot. So you didn't want to fight him when he had a belt. No, I don't need that. I'm moving backwards if I do that. So you can end up fighting him over a year later for no belt.
And then he's been on a really long layoff, right? When's the last time he fought?
Yo, that dude is a fucking his team is a bunch of idiots, bro. Like, really? This guy just end up fighting the dude anyway.
His fucking brother all over again, bro. His brother all over again.
No, and I see when people bring him up, he's supposed to be some kind of like, oh, you gotta watch out for what, dog? Watch out for what he did. Be the old Postal? Come on, dog. Y'all hype these motherfuckers up. Y'all hype these motherfuckers up for no reason, dog. Oh, Gary, you gotta watch what, motherfucker?
First off, his fights put me to sleep. So what am I gonna watch?
No, I mean, I caught a couple of his fights, and I'll say, do I think he's a entertaining action fighter? Yes, but I don't see no world beater. I don't see a world beater. No, I don't. I don't know where you at, bro. You need to do something, bro. We'll see if he beat Puello. If he beat Puello in good fashion, that's a credible scalp. He's unbeaten. He's a former champion. That's a good scalp. We'll see.
Hey, hold on. I just got back. Were we talking about Antoine Russell?
Yeah, we talking about Gary Antoine Russell, bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Like
and then Silliman gave the Russell family a belt. Did you see that? Their own personal belt.
Hey, does
Bro,
anybody got Antoine Russell losing? Anybody got him losing?
Nah. You know what the shit is? Nah, it ain't even that. I don't like making picks for every fight because then it's not about me enjoying the fight. Then it's gonna be about me wanting to be right. Sometimes I don't want to pick nobody. I'm like, now let me just see what the fuck happens so I could learn more about this fighter. Because the thing about Gary is it ain't like he did a whole lot where you could trust him. I don't know if I should trust you, but I don't know if I should trust Puello either. Because you ain't fought since when the last time Puello even fought, bro? I don't even remember.
No idea.
I don't even remember.
It's been a year at least, I think.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, some shit I just try to enjoy it, bro. Like, nah, I just want to enjoy the fight, dog. And I'll learn about the fighters in the fight. Some fights I just want to enjoy.
And then Gary can defend his Russellweight championship of the world, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I don't even know why that motherfucker. The backwoods shit is, dog. You literally could have fought this dude for the belt. Like, this is like some cartoon shit. Like, yo, I can't be that fucking stupid. You could have fought this same motherfucker that you fighting tomorrow or a year ago for the belt, and you didn't want to do it.
It's like a Looney Tunes punchline almost.
Saying though, like he could have saved us from a Rolly title reign.
Bro, this shit, this some straight cartoons. Now Isaac has the belt that you could have fought for, dog. You can't be that stupid.
Wait, is
well,
Isaac
maybe
still
you can, bro.
Is Isaac still PBC?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a
Pacquiao Promotions.
Yeah, he's a Manny Pacquiao Promotions fighter. I just have a feeling that if push comes to shove and he had to go somewhere else, I think he would. Like, if he had to go to Oscar and they got into like a co-promotional thing, I could see that because that would be beneficial for Isaac. You know, right now, if you want money, PPC ain't got no money for you, bro. Like, they don't got no money for you. You know,
You need to push for that Devin Haney fight.
Yeah, because I think out of that four that you showed earlier, he could beat Haney because he's all wrong for Haney with the style.
That's his best. That's his best bet. Like, Haney's vulnerable right now. You know, he not feeling too confident. Go for him, bro. Go for him. But yeah, man, he's got to play his cards right because don't just sacrifice yourself. Don't just lay down on the mine on the grenade for fucking another Gervonta Davis fight, bro. Don't do that dumb shit, bro. But you never know, man. Motherfuckers really don't be smart. Look at Gary, bro. Yo, you really turned this motherfucker down over a year ago just to fight him over a year later for no belt? Wow, bro. Wow.
What's the PBC game plan?
That's
the
a very
PBC way,
Russell
bro.
family decision, though. You have to admit.
Take the road of path of least resistance.
It's like Gary. It's like when they offered Gary the Warrington fight. Turns down $1 million. It's beneath me. So you could sit out for a year not doing shit and lose the Mark Messiah when you come back. This you can't be this dumb, dog. Like,
Well, yeah, and then you bring up the Caleb Plant thing. He turned down $1 million to fight washed up Danny to fight who now? Somebody like Jesse Hart for like what?
Motherfucker. Yeah, and you know, and the shit is, yo, Jesse's not a little. I don't know if people realize this.
Yeah,
shit,
he's dangerous.
Jesse is not a little super middleweight, bro. That's big dude, bro. Like, I don't know, man. Motherfucker just do a lot of stupid shit, man.
He's fighting Jesse Hart?
That's the rumor I heard. He's fighting Jesse Hart in August.
But Jesse Hart hasn't fought at 168 for a while, though. That fight is going to be that weight is going to be a killer.
I don't know.
for him.
Maybe it won't be at 168. Maybe it'll be at 172. It ain't like either of them has a belt that they need to fight for, right?
True.
You know, and Caleb ain't fought since the Benavidez fight. That was like a year ago, I think, by now. So
yeah,
over a year. It's been over a year, bro.
Yep.
So are we gonna wrap it up on this one? We gonna wrap it up on this one, and I am gonna go live tomorrow for all the pleasantries. I'm not gonna go live for the boxer show. I'm just gonna enjoy that one. But I will be going live 8:30. Be there or be square and bring beer. See y'all on the next one.
And bacon.
Peace out, guys.